I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut
shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to.
Are you ready? Are we on? Can you hear me? I adjusted my mic a little bit. It should sound a little bit more crisp. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Happy Monday. A lot of you went back to work today, like I did. Didn't it suck? Didn't it suck being at work? Don't you wish you could just fucking win the lottery already and just be done with the whole damn thing? Seriously? What the fuck? A lot of you are early. Oh, I see a lot of people I don't normally see. Alex Electric Gaming. Bro, if I could just gift you specifically a sub, I would. Or a membership, I would. Laura, Jesse, Thomas. We got... I almost prefaced it by like a little description of you, but we got Rebby. We got Jesse. Hey, we even got Joe. What's up, Joe? Ready for some fun? Now, I made two shorts today, but I worked really, really hard. Thomas with the 5 gifted memberships. What is up? Oh no, fuck around, find out. What's up? It's so hard to say your name. That would be dope. Oh, Jeffy got one. Oh, it's Moon Willow. Okay. Well, that's good news. What's up? It's Moon Willow. So, sidetrack. What's up? Got a couple more books, guys. I got a lot of stuff to read. I'm currently reading The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. It's, almost ripped my whole damn thing off. Wait, what's going on? Is this underneath my ass? Is that was the problem? That the cord was underneath my ass. It's been on my mind all weekend. What are your thoughts on USA going for Colombia, Cuba, Greenland, and They never would. Canada, I don't ask us to fight. No. A good question, Joe. Let me do my intro and then I'll get to that, right? I'll answer you. It's a legitimate question. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. No. I don't need any surprises at my door. No children. 18 and up only. If you're under 18, don't you have homework? Huh? Did you go back to school today? So, ladies and gentlemen, hey, thanks for joining. Fuck around and find out. Wait, are you your picture? Are you a girl? Or is anyways, everything that comes out of this area right here is my opinion. You're not responsible for what I say. And in turn, I am not responsible for the dumb shit that may or may not come out of your mouth. You're a girl this whole time. I'm like, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro? And you're a chick? I did not know that. I've been saying this for months now. And you didn't tell me that you're a girly? Oh, my goodness. Okay. I'm sorry I called you a girly. My bad. Okay. Anyway, so, whatever I put on is not my necessarily my view. I do agree to some degree with a lot of things, but I'm very comfortable agreeing for the most part with someone and disagreeing with them on an individual basis. What is up, Ricky fucking Boozy? So, like, for example, Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. I voted for him 3 times in reality. And up here, I voted for him about 3,000 times. I would vote for Donald Trump to be king for the rest of his natural life. He's almost 80, right? For the rest of his natural life, I would vote for him to be king right now. I would. And just, that does not mean that I agree with every single word that comes out of his mouth. Now, I've had relationships before. I'm luckily, hello, Colleen, Happy New Year. Secretary, what's up? What's up? I am currently not in a relationship now, and I've been single for a very long time, like over 5 years. But when I was in a relationship, I can tell you this. I didn't agree with every single thing my girlfriend, I refuse to use the word partner, and that's weird, isn't it? My girlfriend did. I didn't agree with everything. I don't agree with everything my parents say and do. I don't agree with everything my child says and does. But I love them. I would, for the most part, I support 99%, 98%, but every once in a while, my dad or my mom or even my kid will say something, I'll be like, shut the fuck up. Every once in a while. That don't mean that I hate them. Colleen could say something wild as shit, because we all know Colleen says wild as shit stuff, and I could not agree with her at that very moment. Maybe Colleen loves tomatoes. I happen to fucking hate tomatoes, and I think they should go back to being illegal and disgusting. Did you know that tomatoes used to be yellow and illegal? Did you know that shit? Now, if Colleen came by and said, oh, I love me a big slice of cold, wet, slimy tomato on my warm burger. Oh, it's beautiful. Mwah. I don't now hate Colleen. I just don't agree with her about that one thing. Colleen is not the target audience for me to hate on tomatoes with, Like, if she's going to go out and have like a feast of tomatoes, I'm not the person she's going to call. You know what I mean? Now, that's gross, Colleen. You need help to fix that problem. That's to eat them by themselves. My dad used to take a bagel and some spicy mustard and a slice of onion, like this thick, like a round, but like this thick, and then a same size slice of tomato. No meat. And that was the sandwich. That's not a sandwich. That's torture. That's torture. You know what else is torture? My drawing just crashed. That sucks. My drawing just crashed, really? That's nice. I do AutoCAD, and I got a computer over here with a drawing up, and it just crashed. I didn't touch it. Fucking God. What's up, Ramsey? Ramsey, I've been playing the fuck out of Battlefield. I've been playing so much, Ramsey. I'll play for like 5 hours today, Ramsey. I play so much. All right, look, we're gonna get into it. We have a lot planned today. If you have not watched my short today, I'm going to link it for you. I'm going to pin it because I want you to watch it. I worked hard on it. I got to get good before I play with you, man. Don't take that in the wrong way. Take it as a compliment. I got to get good. I can't be Rob. He's not here, is he? I can't be spinning in a circle. Spinning. You see what I did there? I can't be spinning in a circle, shooting at the wall, playing with someone who knows what they're doing, and you're barking out orders, and I'm trying to find my own ass. You know what I mean? So I can't do that. I can't do that to you. It's not fair to you or me. So let me get good. Here's my short. Pin. Okay. All right. I can't play. Yeah, I can't play with you until I get hella good. So let me get good, and then I'll give you a shot, okay? Yeah, no, all good. Now, a few things happened today. We're going to get a short. I know we've been like Venezuela crazy. I made like several shorts. There's my short that I just made this morning. I made several shorts and several videos, and I watched so much on Venezuela and Maduro. I don't know. We're going to get a small, tiny little update on him, and then we're going to go right into our friend Timmy. Timmy. Oh, boy. I believe Tim Walz is going to jail. You know, I actually sort of, I mean, if he's involved in fraud like that and he knew about it, fuck him, right? Fuck him. But at first, I was like, this poor son of a bitch. Imagine, and then we'll get to the video, okay? Imagine this, and we're gonna see Tommy tonight. Did you see that thumbnail that I made Tommy? Oh, did you see the thumbnail for tonight? The thumbnail for tonight is badass. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Let me see if I can get it. Wait, I thought I already... Wait. No. I thought I already had it queued up. Here. Oh, is it because it's below the other crap? Hold on, let me do this crap here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. There. Oh, maybe that's... Oh, look at that. Isn't that a good thumbnail? Do you like that? I made that shit. Ramsey, I made that shit. Isn't that cool? All right. So anyways, I made Tommy one too. He used it for his video before he even told me if he liked it. It was like on his thing. I was like, oh shit. Hell yeah. I'm learning ChatGPT really, really well. I only uploaded a picture of myself. That's just a block of text. I didn't upload a picture of Timmy boy. I didn't even upload a picture of Tommy. I just described Tommy. Isn't that so good? You look stressed. Yeah, I always look stressed, man. That's my shit. That's what I do. All right. So, Lugnut. Thanks. I like that name. We need you to come to Portland Eyes for that. Look on your face. Colleen, I gotta be honest with you, Colleen. I'm scared to go to an IRL sort of protest because I'm very violent, and I know I am, and I'm not trying to be funny either. I would really, really I wouldn't try to punch them in the face. Like I would really try, like compound fracture. I would really try. Not saying I could do this, but I would really try to fuck them up bad. So bad that they would never want to go out there again. I can't do that, man. I'm gonna go to jail. I can't. Okay, now. Oh, that would be funny. I wouldn't be going by climatics though. You know, because let me be honest with you. I know it's a tightrope that you walk when you say this. I know I'm walking a tightrope, right? Hey, by the way, like the stream, share it. You know, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I appreciate it if you do that too. Rumble After Hours with Tommy. But so I'm walking a tightrope saying this. I really am. But some people only respond to violence. Some people only respond to a broken jaw. I know this because I am one of these people. What's up, Sheepdog Neon? I only respond to violence. I'm not going to. I don't want to debate none of these Antifa people. I don't want to have a dialogue and talk back and forth with them. That has gone out the window. They just surrounded. Honestly, let's be real, okay? Forget about the YouTube. Forget about the monetization aspect of this. Forget about all this stuff. I made a couple really good friends. Tommy, right? Shane, right? Even Polly and some of you in here. Colleen. I've made some good friends. And one of my friends was just surrounded. It's like 7 versus 1. His new glasses that cost like $250 just got broken. They broke his megaphone. They broke his gimbal. They almost broke his phone and got his phone again. Tommy's my friend. Above all else, I don't care about the money. I mean, that's not true. I do care about the money, but friendship is priceless. And when I find somebody like Tommy that I really, really agree with, pretty much, good, Colleen. Colleen, you're so nice. When you have somebody that you really agree with that much, I mean, me and Tommy talk outside of the cameras going on a lot. I mean, I was texting with him today, yesterday, the day before, and the day before. I think I talk to Tommy pretty much every damn day. You know why? Because he's my friend. I'm trying to help him. Every time Tommy tells people to go subscribe and like his stuff and shares his thing, it's partly because of me. I have been on his fucking. You had 100,000 viewers and you just stopped the fucking stream. You didn't tell nobody. Everybody. If I have 100,000 viewers, you know what I'm asking? Hey, let's do something special, guys. Everybody cash app me $1. But everybody's got to do it. Everybody cash at me $1. If I had 100,000 viewers, I would try some shit like everybody cash at you $1. Hell yeah. Now, I do want to address Joe. You were very respectful. Joe, you're the longest standing person that I don't agree with that has been allowed to stay in here. You know why, Joe? Because you don't call me no names. You don't call nobody else names. You never shit on Charlie Kirk's death. And I don't think that you're going to, because you understand. You can see. You should, Joe. Joe, if you go full MAGA, Joe, I will mail you a MAGA hat. I will mail you a Make America Great Again hat, and I'll sign the inside of it. Okay, so you know it's directly from me. Just let me know. Okay? Now, I don't mind opposing views. I mind insults and derogatory statements about dead people. Because guess what? If you go back in time and you look at some of my shorts, that's funny. If you look at some of my short form videos, calm down, Rebby. If you look at some of my short form videos, you will find like a year ago some videos that I made praying for Joe Biden not to die. When he had those falls and he had that medical emergency or whatever, I made videos praying that he wouldn't die. We're not the monsters. They are. I always choose my words carefully. That's good advice too. Always, guys, always choose your words carefully, okay? Always. Now, I like people on an individual basis. Maybe some people I like, you don't like, and some people you like, I don't. Whatever. Just, you know, the enemy of my, let me make sure I get this right, okay? The enemy of my friend is not necessarily also my enemy. I know that might be a hot take. And somebody said, well, if my friend don't like you, bitch, I don't like you either. Well, I don't really operate that way. I don't. I give everybody an equal opportunity to piss me off or to be my friend. That's why I don't like Veli Ray, because he started our relationship off with a fuck you. I don't like that shit. I was cool with him. He wasn't cool with me. So until he's cool with me, fuck him. It's just a small example of what I'm trying to say. I don't really do what other people do and just go along with the crowd, you know? I would definitely have to do something cool for the community if they actually did that and 100,000 people sent me $1 each. That'd be dope. I'd have to give something away, or like, you know what? Then I would get on a plane and go there, because I think it would be funny if they were just all at the like the spaghetti factory or wherever. Like, I'd go when there was like a big Patriot weekend, you know, when they were all there, and then I would go. I don't know if I would want to go on just like a random night just to stand on a corner with 3 morons getting in my face, because I'm liable to punch somebody. But if I got people, you know, like Shane and Tommy and all the other Patriots and like even JD and people like that, and all the Knicks. You seen Nick Shirley? Griffey, 37 cents. Thank you so much. Why be on when my cricket is on? Next time, consult me first, you jerk. Guys, kidding. Have a good stream. I watched the replay. Okay. Griffey, no worries, bro. I can actually leave the replays now that I'm doing it with a split of YouTube and Rumble. Before I was having to make them all private, but now I can leave it. Finding Dory. We also have a member-only Discord. You can find a link in the community section. Ooh, it might be expired. If it's expired, just get anybody else with a green or a blue name, and then they'll give you a link, okay? I'll get you a link. We also have a lot of emojis. Sheepdog Neon with the only 99,999 more. Way to go, Sheepdog Neon. That's funny. First $1. That's awesome. Well, actually, to be real, hey, Griffey, 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Griffey. That's amazing. Thank you so much, bro. Let's see who got one. Oh, I thought maybe. Nope. Gifted. Sherry. Okay. Jay. Come on. Damn it. I don't know why the host can't gift specific people. Don't you think I ought to be able to go, you know, hey, Alex Electric Gaming, here we go again, you know? Hey, Joe, let me answer your question just briefly, because I want to get to the videos, Joe. What do I feel about Trump going after all these places? Well, I got to be honest with you, man. A one-night, 30-minute military or police operation does not mean we're at war with that country. People in Venezuela are literally dancing in the streets. I know, because I made several videos. You can go to my channel, Joe, and you can watch several videos on this subject that I have made. Now, do I think it's a good idea that we go after Greenland, a place that has rubies the size of my head? Yes. Do I think it's a good idea that we take down a narco terrorist who keeps shipping dangerous drugs to our city and our states and our country? Yes. After doing the video that I did today, I did a timeline, Joe, a timeline of Nicolas Maduro being in power. Joe, did you know that he stole 3 elections? Did you know that there was 2 other men that should have been the presidents of Venezuela, that they were not, because Maduro, like we have this thing where we say they stole the election with Joe Biden and Donald Trump actually won, but no, they actually really stole the election. They arrested like 200 or 300, 400 people in like a 24-hour period, Joe. So do I think that we ought to now, Joe? I don't think we go far enough. I know Maduro is a monster. Okay, Joe, so we can agree with that, right? He would not give up a seat for shit at all, for nothing, right? For nothing. He wouldn't do it at all. So we have no choice. We have no choice but to go into some of these places because it's in our hemisphere. It's not like it's a world away. It's very close to us, actually. If you really, especially me, Joe, I live 1 hour away from the Gulf of America in Texas, Joe. And so I live closer to Venezuela than all of you. Unless you live in like Miami or like Orlando, maybe they live closer to Venezuela, but I live closer to Venezuela than all of you. It hits home for me, really, because guess how far away from the border of Mexico I live? 8 hours. 8 hours from Laredo, Texas, where the bridge is. 8 hours. 8. I've been there many, many times, okay? So, the thing is this. Do I think that I don't want any long-standing wars where American troops are on the ground? Absolutely do not want that, Joe. I do not want a military incursion into any sort of third world country where American troops are going over there and getting their arms and legs blown the fuck off for no fucking reason. No, I do not want. I will never, Joe, I will never, ever mean the Gulf of Mexico. And you know what's funny, Joe? In about 2 generations from now, nobody's ever going to even remember that it ever was the Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf of America from now, for next week, next month, next year, next decade, next century. So please. It's actually more fitting that it's the Gulf of America, because it doesn't say Gulf of the United States of America. It says Gulf of America. This encompasses North America, Central America, right? Because North America, Joe, I don't know if you knew this, Joe, but Mexico is a part of North America. I know, Joe, shocking, but the United States is not North America. The United States is in North America, Joe, but it should be properly named the Gulf of America, since how it is basically in the crown or the corn, or what would you call that? The bay air kind of I know Gulf, but there's another word for it too. The area between North, South, and Central America, it makes sense to call it the Gulf of America. It really does. Hey, Joe, you're acting like they changed the name to the Gulf of Trump. Then I would understand why you would have a problem with that. And guess what? You might be surprised, but remember those things I wouldn't agree with about Trump? I would be mad as fuck if he tried to change that shit to the Gulf of Trump. That's not okay. I don't agree with that shit. But the Gulf of America makes perfect fucking sense to me, because it's not about us America, the United States of America. It's about the entire 2 continents plus the Central America that all come together to make the, back in the day, but back before 1776, it was called the Americas. And it was all one thing, Joe. So, my only problem, Joe, with what Trump is doing is it's not enough. I want him to do more. I want more land. It's been a long time since we've expanded the United States, and I think it's damn sure time. I love how these European nations are all saying, fuck America. You don't like what we're doing, come stop us. You want your conquered You want your conquered land back so bad? Come get it. You want Maduro, your dictator, back so bad? Come get him. We're loud, obnoxious, and a royal pain in everyone else's ass. We're really easy to find. We really are. And we would love to have a fight with you. Mexico, I mean, did you know Mexico, if you go there and you burn their flag, you go to jail? Did you know that Mexico has a big fucking wall on their southern border? That's not my opinion. Go fact check me. Anyways, so we're going to get a short little update. Good, Polly, finally I can start. I was waiting for Polly to get here because it was Minnesota based and I didn't want to start without you, girl. You know what I mean? So, this is what's happening. We're going to be monitoring Tommy, but I'm going to need your help because I got a lot of shit going on. So if Tommy goes live on any platform, Rumble or Twitter, I'm going to need you to please tell me. Now, if America First, look, you ever noticed about how much these people in our country say they hate America? We're this and we're that and we're monsters and we're all Nazis, but they won't leave. And more people keep trying to come here. Oh, we're garbage people. We're racist. We're Islamophobic and homophobic and arachnophobic. And we can't have any. We're all the phobias. We're scared of peanuts. We got all the phobias. Everything here. They're scared of everything here. But we have an immigration problem. Isn't that fucking crazy? Rwanda doesn't have an immigration problem. Ecuador, Argentina, well, maybe now Argentina with Javier Milei, but like Iran, Pakistan, Uzbekistan. When's the last time you heard about somebody immigrating to Turkmenistan? That shit doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. They only go one place. They want to go one place. They want to go to the United States of America. Why? Because even though we have our own problems, we have our own group of moronic citizens who have their heads shoved up their ass. We have people in the streets of Portland right now wanting the United States to return the dictator to Venezuela. Meanwhile, there are hours. I picked a short 3-minute video out. There are hours and hours of Venezuelans in the United States and in Venezuela. Literally, I think they're still dancing in the streets from like 2 days ago. They're still all outside dancing in the streets. But our white liberals are mad. They don't even know why they're mad. They have no idea why they're mad. All they know is they're paid to be there. They got to pay their cell phone bill. I mean, look, you don't. You know how you can tell it's a paid protest, Joe? I'm going to give you a tip. Okay, here's a tip. And this is not me being a jackass. I'm being completely serious, Joe. There is a surefire way that you can tell that it is a fake, paid for bullshit protest. If there is something that happens like Maduro gets captured and arrested, this is a police situation. This was like the international, what were they called in the Interpol? This was like the international FBI going after him. You know what I mean? So having someone arrested and captured, and then the next day, Joe, the very next day, Joe, you had 100 people with professionally created signs that all matched, that all had the website at the bottom. They were like, somebody went out and immediately made 50, 100 of these signs. Who, Joe? Who's paying for all this crap? Who busts all these people in? Who? So I love Tommy's glowing Trump hat. I'm so glad he hasn't had that. Oh, Laura. Wait till I get to my other tab. His name is not Nick Friedman. It's Nate Friedman. And he is on my tab. We are going to watch his video. That one you're talking about, it's already queued up, ready to go. So great minds think alike. You just got to learn what his name is. Tommy for governor of Venezuela. That's a bad idea. Venezuela should elect someone who speaks Spanish, I guess. Venezuela, I was saying if it's Venezuelan Spanish. I know it's different, right? It's not the same dialect. But you know what I am in favor of? You know what? Jesse, we're going to watch that video. You know what I am in favor of? I was thinking about this. Nicolas Maduro, right? He sent over Tren de Aragua. He sent over MS-13. He sent over all these cartels. They should put him, I'm not joking, they should put him in CCOT. And I'm not talking about in his own cell. I'm talking about in the big fucking triple-decker bay where they were all there. They should just stick him in one of those random ones. Just random one. Just stick him. I'm in complete fucking favor of that shit. All right, let's watch this real quick. We'll get a quick update on Maduro. He says he's innocent. I am not guilty. And we're going to see this and we're going to get on with the videos. So when Tommy goes live, we'll switch over to Rumble only and we'll get on with our show. Hey, hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Ugh. I had a horrible day of having to actually work and earn my money. It was trash. That's why I made a couple videos. So please, my video is pinned. If you would be so kind as to go watch it and share it. I worked really hard on it. Polly, I made a really good video. Really good. Put him in with Diddy. Oof. No, I think you should put him in with the people that his people.
Okay, I want to bring in Paul Morrow now, attorney, retired NYPD inspector, and Fox News contributor, live outside the Manhattan federal courtroom now. So talk to us about what was going on inside, because you had that look, and particularly this paragraph.
Thanks, Joe.
When they were discussing when to
compliment.
set up motion schedules and all of that. And as we were just talking about how complicated this case is going to be, was there any reaction from Maduro?
Not really. You know, everybody's in federal court. Everybody's observing the sort of ceremonial atmosphere of it, including Maduro. That said, I would characterize him as quietly, maybe solemnly defiant. At one point, he made a statement about the fact that he is not only innocent, but still the president of his country. The takeaway, I think, in a larger sense, is that everybody, that is, he and his wife, plead not guilty to all counts. But as you say,
yeah, it's the clip. It's not me. Sorry.
At one point, stand up, and when they were talking about scheduling motion practice, did say we expect a voluminous and complicated process here, and so at least until March 17th, Maduro waives his right to speedy trial, meaning essentially the clock stops, and they're all going to be setting up and working out a schedule to start exchanging what is apparently a lot of stuff.
Could you see them both, he and his wife? I mean, did they look, in your estimation, and you know, things are being described to us, and we're trying to convey that to the audience. Maduro stood up at the end,
Sure.
shuffled papers, and then took them with him, so he won the battle of whether or not he could keep his notes. And he has on tan trousers, orange sneakers. She was described with kind of a weak, thin voice, somebody smaller, that sort of thing, and now says she was injured in what she calls the abduction.
Yeah, so the camera, the way it was focused, and from my purview, was on the two defendants and their counsel, as well as the prosecutor's table. The judge was not visible, nor was the gallery. In a general sense, the judge came across as forceful. It was interesting. He made a statement at the outset that struck me as a little unusual. You got the sense he was speaking to the world at large and not just Nicolas Maduro and his wife. He said something like, I am here to make sure that this is a fair and just proceeding. It sounded to me like he was making a sort of large statement about the quality of jurisprudence in his courtroom for public consumption, and I took that to mean outside of America as well. And then, of course, when he started to go into the reading of the charges, you had the translation issue. And so Maduro had to have all of this stuff from the judge translated to him by an off-screen translator to ensure that he understood. He said he did. Interestingly, he said after the judge read him a version of Miranda rights and included the fact that he had the right to potentially be released on bail, Maduro said he was unaware of those rights. And it struck me that he's coming from a very different legal system, because it seemed like he had never even conjured the notion that he's entitled to an attorney, he may be able to apply for bail, and he has the right to use, to stay silent. He has the right that none of the material that he has said outside the purview of counsel necessarily has to come in. So it was interesting to see him sort of taking that in a system very different from the one I'm sure he's used to.
So, Paul, does that mean that he could go back and say, yeah, I think I want to take advantage of some of that through Pollock, his attorney?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he will. You know, he and Pollock didn't discuss much, and I think that's likely down to the language issue. They didn't really seem to be communicating. It seemed to be all sort of choreographed between him and Pollock. He had another counsel sitting next to him who was sort of whispering in his ear. One of the things about Maduro I would characterize is, in addition to his sort of quiet and sort of, as I said, solemn defiance, he also was extremely engaged in the legal machinations. He was constantly writing on his legal pads. He was shuffling them. He was going back and forth between pages. I got the impression that this is a guy who really wants to fight and is marshaling all his resources.
Ben, would you like to jump in?
I just think that that says it all about Venezuela under Maduro, is that he is unaware of the rights Americans charged with crimes are given. That does not exist in Venezuela. You are taken to a cell, you are beaten, you are tortured, you often disappear. And he is finally being exposed to what is the correct way of going through justice. And when his wife says that she was injured or she has a bruise, we will look into that as well. No. But you do not have that in Venezuela. And I think that just reminds you of the brutal regime that he built and that he is leaving.
Sandra.
Really interesting. I had just received a note from a woman who says, I interviewed her and now I remember him. Her son Todd was imprisoned in Venezuela. She just wrote me to say, we're so happy with the arrest of Maduro. What happened to my son in those prisons was terrible. Our team is following up with her right now to hopefully tell their story. Paul, incredible details that you're providing from the courtroom. I just wonder about that
I made it look like it's a
seems
part of it. Look,
also, the way the judge seemed to be addressing not just the courtroom, but the world. Quick question on that. Is the counsel for Maduro required to speak his first language? I have his
I'm sorry, say it again.
I have Barry Pollock's entire resume here and his everything written about him as partner on his law firm's website. I'm just unfamiliar if do you believe he's speaking Spanish with Maduro?
Pollock did not seem to be. The other counsel definitely was, because Maduro seems to have no English. And he was nodding along with the other counsel. So he was getting that information from the person sitting to his left. Maduro is a presence. I mean, he's a big guy. He's got, you know, the orange jumpsuit on with a black T-shirt over it. And, you know, he comes in, he's towering over everybody. He was not cuffed. Nor was his wife, but certainly in comparison, let's say, to his wife, who sat there sort of shrinking. She looked a little bewildered. She also had no English or had never spoke any English. He, on the other hand, he stands up and, you know, he is at least attempting to project a sort of aura of power. And he says, as I said at one point, I'm completely innocent and I am still the president of my country. And in fact, something relevant to their status as Venezuelans, actually.
No, he's not. Marco Rubio is.
Came out near the end, because the prosecution fronted the fact that as Venezuelans, both of the defendants have the right to consult with their consulate, should they like to. And in fact, both of them said that they would like to. So in addition to all of the discovery, all of the complicated and voluminous material that Defense Pollock said is going to be exchanged here, you're also at some point here going to have both of them consulting with the Venezuelan consulate, of which they previously would have been the boss. Now they are the defendants in a criminal case, going to their consulate saying, help us out here. And if you're sitting in that consulate, you got to say to yourself, well, I'm in America. I'm not sure this guy's the president anymore. It's interesting to me the sort of machinations that are blowing through that, because one has to wonder what kind of a reception he's going to get at a consulate that he used to rule over, but which now may want to put some air between them and him.
Yeah, Paul, Martha McCallum here. I'm going back to what Trey Gowdy was saying about the reality of prison. I think up until this point, he's been surrounded by guards. He's been brought into this process. He has not yet tasted the reality of prison, as different as it is here than it is in his home country. And I also keep wondering if he doesn't have a bit of denial. Is he thinking that the consulate's going to find some magic way to reinstate him and send him home? Is he thinking that all of his teams of gangs and leaders in his country are going to break him out of prison like we've seen with, some other cartel members in Latin America? What was your sense of how much of this has sunk in for him, if at all, Paul?
Yeah, that's a good point, Martha, because, these guys, it doesn't seem to dawn on them.
If Tommy goes live, you guys tell me something, right? You guys tell me.
How much trouble that they're in. I'm thinking now of Saddam
I have a lot
Hussein,
queued up, though, so we're good for a while.
And when American forces pulled him out, the first thing he said, rather than "I surrender" or "Don't hurt me," was, "I'm Saddam Hussein, the president of Iraq, and I'm willing to make a deal." Yeah. And obviously it was very long past a deal at that point. I think that you may have some insight there, because, as I said, his manner in the courtroom was anything but supplicant. He stood up, chest out. Like I said, very, very engaged. It's like he was looking around bewildered or anything like that. This is a guy who's used to running the room. And I am not entirely sure that that has dawned on him yet. Whereas his wife, I get the sense, is saying to herself, what am I doing here and how did this happen to me?
Wow. Emily.
Paul, it's, so my question is one of the manner and the tenor of the defense attorneys. We've been reporting per your courtroom notes on what exactly they were stating, but talk to us about, obviously it's a short snapshot, but from this proceeding, what do you think we can expect from these defense attorneys in this particular situation with Maduro and Flores? Are we going to see a combativeness from them, or are we seeing sort of an aggressive, assertive pit bull approach? What did you note today?
Yeah, I think that's right. They alluded to the fact that the discovery is going to be voluminous. They didn't even want to talk about setting motion practice, any kind of schedule, because they did say that there's going to be a lot to discuss, and if you'll forgive me, let this ambulance go by. So you get the sense that they are going to be throwing all the sand in the gears of this thing as they can. There was mention of the abduction, as you say. This is a highly unusual case. And I talked about it on the air yesterday, and when the story first broke, one of the rubs in a situation like this is that there's a lot of classified material, a lot of classified sources and methods that are inevitably part of the discovery, because you have to turn over anything that's Brady.
What's up, Spin City?
That's the saying. Brady is the rule that prosecution has to turn over anything that's relevant to the case, essentially, to the defense. So they talked about Brady obligations today in court,
Paul,
in fact.
I'm going to jump in here because we are
that.
seeing tactical vehicles pull into the screen, and we can't speak to exactly who is in each one of these vehicles, but we do know that Maduro arrived by helicopter. There is a motorcade that's pulling out of the courthouse right now, so we want to keep our eyes on the screen. That center car, that kind of army green colored tactical vehicle in the middle, we would think that that would maybe house a potential perpetrator, prisoner at this point. Again, there's no way to see into these vehicles, but because of the formation that they're making, this was similar to the one when they arrived at the courthouse. So we won't make an assumption, but we'll make an educated.
Conspiracy theorist right-wing. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. We've got the President of the United States demonizing our Somali neighbors and wrongfully confiscating funds that Minnesotans rely on. It's disgusting and it's dangerous.
Story this morning, Governor Tim Walz has announced he is dropping out of the race for re-election.
This is big, just within the last half hour or so. It's something we were tipped off to last night, but the governor made that announcement official here just earlier this morning. In a statement, he said, quote, "I've decided to step out of the race and let others worry about the election while I focus on the work." Adding, quote, "I know this may come as a surprise, but I'm passing on the race with zero sadness and zero regret. After all, I didn't run for this job so I could have this job. I ran for this job so I could do this job."
The governor also faced intense national scrutiny over the last several weeks as President Trump and several others accused the governor of being slow to respond to some of the fraud that's been going on, some of the alleged Medicaid and social service fraud. In his statement this morning, Walz saying, quote, "Make no mistake, we should be concerned about fraud in our state government," adding, "We cannot effectively deliver programs and services if we can't earn the public's trust. That's why, over the past few years, we have made systemic changes to the way we do business."
One thing we haven't heard you specifically react to is the Minnesota fraud that we've seen play out.
Well, it just doesn't get worse. I've reacted. It's almost not even believable. This very stupid, low IQ governor, he's a very stupid man, because, you know, I had a campaign against him with JD, and he's a stupid man, and he's a corrupt politician. And the Somalians are ripping off our country to the tune of, looks like $19 billion, but that's only what they can find. So usually when you look at it 19, that would mean it could be 50. But the numbers are astronomical. Think of it. They have a dead country. They don't have government. They don't have anything. They don't have a military. All they do is run around shooting people and trying to capture ships. You know, we don't let them take ships anymore.
Wow, guys. So 8 a.m. this morning, Governor Tim Walz has officially dropped out the governor race in Minnesota.
This is huge. This is huge. I would like to see some charges brought now. Since he's stepping out of government, are they still going to protect him? Because it seems at this point, where we're at in our American system is what I'm starting to realize is that government officials can commit any kind of fraud, allow any kind of thing to go on and face no charges, no repercussions. And Pam Bondi and Kash Patel said they were going to put a stop to that. They were doing all that barking. And I've said this like 3 times on 3 different videos. When are we going to see some charges? This is the tip of the iceberg. Nick Shirley, thank you. You ruined this man. Nick Shirley, gotcha. Now I want to see some charges. Now it's on y'all, Trump. Y'all talking all that shit. Let's see some charges, please.
Yeah, did y'all know?
You know what's also crazy?
Did y'all know that it's that oh no, fuck around and find out is a girl? Whoops. Didn't see that shit coming.
Really think about when he had somebody that worked for him also committed murder too. There's been all type of stuff going on in Minnesota.
And that was the one woman who voted to not give illegal immigrants subsidies. She voted to not do that, and they killed her and her husband. So it's like, what's going on here? What's really going on here? Can we really understand the scope of the severity of the situation? Like, that was brushed under the rug. I ain't heard shit about that since then. Like, I'm sorry I'm cursing y'all, but it's like, at what point are we gonna start seeing some hammer come down, some law come down? Because it's like, we follow the rules, we pay the taxes, we do all this stuff as citizens and law-abiding people, and we are not getting ahead while people come here from other countries, sit on welfare, and finesse our country out of billions of dollars, and nothing happens to them?
Almost 20 billion.
Trump said it could be 50.
50.
Like, this is unbelievable.
We got foreigners in our government talking about their home country. That should never be allowed. No nation should allow that to happen.
Even fly their own flag on the poles in our country is crazy.
Tim Walz said, "I got this job to do this job, not to have this job." Buddy, you didn't do the job. People literally committed fraud in your state for billions, not millions. Billions.
Over 5 years.
It's interesting because we have liberals saying that this should be allowed. It's like, you guys are always talking about anti-capitalism, anti-imperialism, anti-all these things, while our country is being pillaged for our resources by people who aren't from here and hate us and wave their flag and speak their language. It's disrespectful. And you know what I find the most offensive? There's people like us, Black Americans, who broke the law and are sitting in jail for the rest of their lives ruined, gone forever. And now we got this other group of people who are black whatever.
away.
Yeah, and they're getting away with the breaking the law. Like I feel like a lot of more Americans should be outraged about this. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't care. You should care. You should care because you, as an American citizen, could not get away with this.
And the fact that they tried to bring all these charges against Trump, ruin his political campaign, basically ruin America, because we would have probably not found out about some of this stuff.
Who knows where we would be
if Trump wasn't in office.
I wonder, was Tim the one giving the sauce out? He said, hey, y'all just make these daycares. Y'all make all these little buildings. We gonna send them money.
The Workers Association of Minnesota came out with a statement on X a couple months ago, as soon as this stuff started being revealed, saying Tim Walz was threatening people to shut up, coercing people to be quiet, tell them to keep their mouth shut. It's like, at what point are we gonna see some repercussions for this stuff? I'm sorry, y'all. I just want to see the law come down. I want to see it.
It's Democrats who have put Somali diaspora in Minneapolis at the center of their party and their state's politics. It's a small portion of the population. There is a bunch of fraud that goes on. And even Tim Walz, it's Democrats who have put Somali diaspora in Minneapolis at the center of their party and their state's politics. It's a small portion of the population. There is a bunch of fraud that goes on. And even Tim Walz has claimed that any
This guy right here, Scott Jennings, right? He has a lot of patience is the word I'm looking for. He has a lot of patience.
investigation of this fraud is akin to white supremacy,
No,
which is
he
a
hasn't.
ridiculous
He has not claimed that. He has not.
He has said
He
that.
has not said that.
This is what happens when your own federal government wages war against you. This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy.
At what point do we stop this white supremacy narrative? Like, I understand, like, America is majority white, sure, but this constant cope of white supremacy, that's the Democrat thing.
That's the talking point.
That is their talking point. Everything's racist. They're trying to group all.
I never will understand. What's up, King Fixer? I will never understand something. Why is it a problem if the majority of America is white? The majority of China is Chinese. The majority of the Philippines are Filipino. The majority of Japan are Japanese. The majority of Brazil is Brazilians. What the fuck? The majority of Egypt is Egyptians. What the fuck are we talking about? What are we even saying? It doesn't make any sense at all to me.
All people of color into a box, have us get outraged at white supremacy, have us all united against white supremacy, I mean, like, do we pay attention to history class, guys? Do we pay attention to history class?
And that's dividing the country.
Like, it's divisive, it's dismissive, it's a cope, it's pathetic, and I'm tired of this narrative. Like, whatever. Like, if you're going to talk about white supremacy, let's talk about...
By the way, shout out to the Cartier family. If you don't know, it's the Cartier family, but you say it Cartier, right? They live, literally, these guys, I don't know them. I would love to meet them. If they're down to have like a drop of salt in their food, they can let me know. They can holler at me. They live like 20 minutes away from me. And you see that play button on the wall, right? They're big time. But I would love to go and watch videos with them and be a part of their shit and do like a little collab with them. That'd be badass.
The laws that you guys are letting people.
Portland Andy is live
like, the
from.
laws that are being broken that people are getting
What's
away with.
CE? Am I stupid?
Like it's complete BS, and I just don't understand how more people are not outraged at this. Like I think that rather than try to group us in by what things we can't change, like our race and identity, that we need to find things that unite us. And I think that things that we're united on, that we're all
they do reaction. They do a lot of what I do too.
We have to follow the rules and pay taxes. 40% of your check of your salary goes to the government for people to come and take it.
Oh, they make really good videos. By the way, I'm not just plugging them because of this video. I've been watching their videos for years. There's like 6 guys. They rotate who watches them, but every single. I agree with 100% of every one of their videos. They've never, not one time, said anything that I've been like, eh. And usually I'm on the fence of something, but not with these guys. Are badass. I love them. They're fantastic. See, not fucking racist. What the fuck?
And send it back to their country. You should be upset about that.
Not just to their country, to terrorist organizations.
To terrorist organizations, to their pockets, so they can have better lives than us. That why we pay for it. It's like, what?
It is.
You know, one of the Somalians that was committing fraud have like multiple buildings or apartment complexes overseas in Africa now. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're getting rich. They're definitely getting rich off our tax dollars, guys. So we should be absolutely upset about this.
It's crazy. This stuff is crazy.
Wow. I mean, it's just, and then it's like, what's the overall, what's the craziest part about it? We're wrong for calling this stuff out.
It's ridiculous.
Like, I just don't get it. I do not get it. People are sheep. People are stupid. And I blame the media, guys, because it's like they don't cover what they're supposed to cover. This is supposed to be headlines everywhere. Bro, I don't even think they tried to charge Trump for $20 billion in fraud. $20 billion?
Yeah.
I think they said like a couple hundred million for real estate.
Saying they cost more than what it costs, but then you got people scamming the system.
And then nobody's talking about that. It's white supremacy because we should allow these people to come here and take advantage of it. I mean, that's just absolutely insane.
I just think that narrative of white supremacy is just tired. Like y'all, it's beating a dead horse at this point.
Wow, man.
I just can't believe we just allowed this in our country. Like, we're literally watching the replacement of Americans in favor of immigrants and foreigners.
I forgot about this. I forgot about that. Tim Walz's family was supporting Trump. They knew it. They knew it.
That's white supremacy. There's no people of color in that picture. I hate that term.
Yeah, y'all remember that? Y'all remember that when Tim Walz's entire family voted for Trump?
People of color. I hate that shit.
But we should have knew after this right here, guys.
Yeah, this was the most despicable.
This is what we should have knew after this.
I wonder, are they going to change the flag back?
No.
All right, ready. Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, he was getting a bag.
There, that's better.
What is Tim Walz worth, man?
Hey,
probably a couple M's, bro.
He had to. He probably touched the B. He had to, bro, because you know some of them Somalians was paying government officials a lot of money.
It says $4 billion.
Okay, Forbes says $1 million.
Either way, that's a shit ton, bro.
It's probably more than that, bro.
To be a government official, bro, how are these government officials getting rich? They're using the tax dollars that you pay to get rich.
This is over an M, you know, but he's been in, you know, I'm not too worried about that. I'm just worried about the fact that
it is a problem, though.
We're watching people finesse our country right under our eyes, and they're just trying to tell us to shut up and be quiet. It's like, why are we, the people who put you guys in these positions, pay your salaries to do what's in our best favor as citizens, being told to be quiet, being told to shut up, being told we're wrong for being upset about this? It's like, this is, and it's interesting because they say that we're pushing a white supremacist narrative, but is it white supremacists to want our country as Americans to be in favor of us as Americans over people who come here? Like, the reason they come here and have all these subsidies and things for them to exploit is because of us that pay the taxes. So it's like, why are we following the rules, doing everything right, and we can't get ahead when we're watching people get ahead at our expense?
Yeah, we want the country to be safer. We want it to be
affordable.
We want the gas prices to be lower. We're seeing that happen. We've just seen the tariffs are working, and we're wrong. I don't get it, man. It's actually kind of sad, man, that the country is this sleep. And I mean, Trump won, so not everybody sleep, but I mean, it's the media's fault, bro. That's really what it is. I mean, but a lot of people are just sleep, man. And I just don't understand.
You got to think about it. It's white liberals that's arguing for the Venezuelan dictator, and people from Venezuela are happy. So, like, I don't think people that brainwashed, actually.
No, yeah, I was actually confused. I was going to bring that up. Like, people are crying about that, but that's just like, we want the country to be safer. This administration wants drugs to not be brought into America. which is fentanyl, and it's killing people. It's killing. We have had stories where it's killed babies. So it's like we want the country to be safer, and then y'all are crying, I guess, to make it not. I guess the situation that Trump is in the right about, or this administration is in the right about. Yeah, I can't believe that.
You know, it's also insane. Like, you know that Venezuela had the highest oil reserves, and their country is poor. And you look at Saudi Arabia, and they have the second most in oil. And you see their country is like beautiful.
They got trillions of dollars, trillions of dollars. They have gold toilets. They're rich.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of liberals bring that up, the oil stuff, like, oh, Trump just wants to get the oil from them.
Well, that seems to be what the goal was. Obviously, like, Maduro stole their election. We know that. We know he cast out. We know he's a communist dictator, and the people of Venezuela are happy about this. So we as Americans shouldn't be upset. Now, I do see the argument that we are about to exploit their oil reserves, because that's really what's been said. They said we're going to control till they get in. We're going to take their oil reserves and send it out to people.
Well, China and Russia was doing it, so what's the difference for us to do?
I do see the thing, like kicking Russia and China and kicking them all out of the Western Hemisphere and all that stuff, and they talking about we about to go after Cuba next. So it's like,
yeah, I've been seeing people suit up. I've been seeing Colombia suit up. Everybody, but it's like, bro, these people are literally, their economy is ran off of drugs that are killing America.
And they have the most oil.
These cartels are running South and Central America. Like, they're running Mexico. We know that. They're running Venezuela. We know that. They're running Colombia. We know that. It's a documented history. Go watch a Netflix show, y'all. Narcos. What's her name? With Sofia Vergara Finance, that show, I don't remember. Blanco, Griselda Blanco. We're seeing it. There's literally a historical documentation of this. And we know that American institutions are also benefiting from this. So it's like,
I literally have Portland Andy's stream in the bottom left corner of mine. I can't put on the volume, but I'll just leave that little window up in case some stuff pops off. But once Jesse, $2, what's up, man? Celebrate victory. Thank you, man. Thank you, Jesse. Once Tommy goes, we'll do our usual and migrate over to only Rumble. We are currently live on Rumble and YouTube. So if you want to go over on Rumble right now and just go ahead and go, you can. I mean, it's up to you. I think the video is better over on Rumble, to be honest with you. Even the sound seems better on Rumble.
Why are we being forced to follow the rules and y'all get to break all the rules at our expense? It's like, at what point does the corruption stop? At what point does the money go where your mouth is and y'all stop this stuff that's going on at our expense? Who knows?
I don't know, guys. It's insane, guys. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. But this right here is huge.
All right. A few of you have said something about this specific video. You notice I didn't go look for it. I already had it pulled up, guys. I already know. Shout out to Nate Friedman. Big fan of his content, and his show is great. I really, really, really like it a lot. I like him. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy. He's a huge patriot. He doesn't give a fuck about these people either. Fuck them all. He's great. I really, really enjoy his videos. I watch them, seriously, all the time. All the damn time I watch them. So, we're going to watch this one. It's pretty lengthy, but I promise you this. I watched about half of it, and I was like, holy crap, I got to finish this on stream. This is crazy good. Crazy good. And this, Joe, I don't know if you're still here, but this is what I was saying. The day after this shit happens, they have all these professionally made signs, and they all match and everything, and they're all coordinated.
The operation, protesters hit the streets in New York. I arrived early and crashed their paid protester meeting, investigated the money, and tried to find out what it is that they really want. Welcome back to the Nate Friedman Show.
Oh, all the signs are already propped up. They're just against the walls.
Awesome.
Oh,
they
thank
love
you.
What you do.
Thank you
for everything you do.
Thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you. Hey, Manolo, how you doing? My name is Nate. Nice to meet you. I'm good. How are you? Would you mind doing an interview right now? Can I ask why? You're the leader of the People's Forum. You got $20 million from Roy Neville Singham to protest. Can I ask why you don't want to speak with me right now? Do you deny that you got $20 million to protest? You don't deny that? How are you spending that $20 million to protest? I know you're paying David Chung $75K a year. Anyone else on the payroll? Oh, David, what's up, man? I didn't recognize you. Hey, you're back, buddy. How you doing? All right, let's. All right, this is how it is, guys. $20 million to paid protests. Won't deny it. Won't deny it, because it's a fact. Monel, I got a quick question. So, I've seen you with the president of Cuba. Why should we bring back relations with Cuba? They're a communist dictatorship. Okay. He's not in the chatty mood right now. Hey, what's going on? Hey, man. I recognize you from the protest at Columbus Circle. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi. What do you think about this protest? Why are you stopping him from speaking?
I just had to ask him something.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's. Hi. How you doing? Hi. I'm a YouTuber, and I was wondering if I could ask you what you thought about what President Trump did yesterday, or overnight, I should say.
I wouldn't be here if I liked it.
Yeah. And why do you dislike it?
It's totally illegal. I mean, it's,
and how is it illegal?
well, you can't abduct a president of another state. I mean, and bomb a country with no reason whatsoever.
What do you say to the folks that say it's illegal to send over thousands of pounds of fentanyl that kill Americans? Hey.
Hi.
What's up?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Oh, you're talking to the person I'm interviewing, so I just thought you wanted to be involved.
No comment.
No comment?
So what brings you here?
Are you both?
Yeah, we're together.
We're not.
We're not?
I'm with one of the protest organizers.
You're one of the protest organizers. So how do you feel about him telling you not to speak? Isn't that kind of weird?
I'm with Code Pink. You know Code Pink?
You're with Code Pink? Oh, we love Code Pink.
Yeah. Okay.
We love Code Pink. So, all right, other than the fact that it was illegal, anything else that you dislike about it?
Can I speak?
Yeah, why can't you speak?
I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
Exactly. See, that's weird behavior. See, I like that. We're having a nice conversation. So, other than the oh, Julie, what's up, Julie? Good to see you again. So, other than the fact that it was illegal, anything else that you dislike about it?
It doesn't come from Venezuela. That's
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Where does it come from?
Most from China and smuggled in by Americans. So it's not a Venezuelan problem. I mean,
What do you say to the folks that, you know, they see that Tren de Aragua is getting arrested, that they're operating out of migrant shelters, and they have drugs that are killing American citizens? What do you say to that? Because they are a Venezuelan gang.
yeah,
Propaganda?
of course, there's gangs from every group in the world. It's not a Venezuelan thing.
Do you think that Tren de Aragua operates in the United States?
No.
No? Interesting. And how are you so sure about that?
There's a very small, tiny group that operated within Venezuela. Not this might be some here. I mean, I don't deny that.
Yeah. Oh, another person. What? We're having a conversation. How many guys? Guys, let's bring everybody out.
Okay.
Okay, can we keep speaking? Can we keep speaking? Because you're actually really nice, and it's nice to get to know you. So listen,
he's trustworthy.
oh, he's trustworthy? What makes him trustworthy? What makes him trustworthy?
No.
Julie, why can't she talk?
How are you doing, Nathan?
I'm good. How are you? Why are you getting arrested all the time at protests, Julie?
Nathan, why are you lying to people all the time?
Why? What am I lying about? Julie, you're running away from me. My name is Nate, not Nathan. My name is not Nathan.
Okay, Nathan.
Julie.
Okay, Nathan.
Julie, tell me, why are you getting arrested all the time? What are you doing? Can you tell me?
Nathan, you know I'm not going to talk to you, Nathan.
You're not going to talk to
Nathan,
me?
you need to leave people alone. I'm not going to talk to you, Nathan.
Who are you? What's up
You
with
need to leave people alone. Back off. Back off. She doesn't want to talk to you.
Okay, as she continues to talk to me, she doesn't want to talk to me? Julie, do you mind if we talk over here? All right. Julie DeLauer, she's seen taking pictures with senators, a paid protester, always out here working with Rise and Resist. What's up? How's it going, guys? It's nice to see you all again. What are we upset about today? Tahir? Everything's cool with Palestine? So we're talking about Venezuela now. Can you tell me what you dislike about what Trump did yesterday or overnight?
Can I talk to you?
Tahir's not.
Jesse, they're getting paid for it.
It was just ceasefire, and then there was a ceasefire, and then now this is the new thing that Soros has sent his people out. Singham is giving People's Forum $20 million, so they have enough funds to keep this going for a while. Okay, it's a very quiet protest. I guess they're waiting for the paid protesters to start speaking to them and telling them what to do. Hi, how you doing? I have a YouTube channel, and I was wondering if I could ask you a question.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, amazing. What
My voice is a little gone right now.
Oh, no
so.
worries, no worries at all. What brings you out here today?
So I'm just ready for all this to end. I'm sick and tired of it. It's going on every single day. Every single day there's something on the news. I'm just fed up. I'm angry, I'm fed up. So I have to be out here. It's like no choice.
Was this the straw that broke the camel's back for you?
No, I've been angry. Like long ago. Like since we put him in office, I've been angry. So this is not the first thing. I've been going to protests. I've been speaking up. So I'm just fed up. I think we need more people out here instead of people just staying silent and not doing anything about it. Yeah. So
Sand Tiger, thank you for saying that. Guys, I made a wrestling channel for my wrestling matches on Rumble. You can find it. It's just at David Starr. You'll find it. Just go to Rumble. But I'm probably going to add another match tomorrow, Sand Tiger. We'll see. There's one, maybe like 2 or 3 every week or so, something like that.
I know right now I've gotten some messages. People are confused that there are Venezuelans that are celebrating in the streets, thanking President Trump. What do you say to those folks that are celebrating?
You know, it's definitely heartbreaking because my Latino community, they're very uneducated, and it genuinely breaks my heart because they think.
So wait a minute. This chick here in the middle of New York or whatever is more educated than the people who actually live in the fucking country of Venezuela. They're stupid. We're all dumb, but this chick right here, this girl's smart. You're dumb. But Polly, you're a dumbass. This girl's smart though.
That he's helping them, or he's taking away a dictator that's you know, obviously I know that he's been doing damage, but it's not helping them at all. He's a dictator himself. Like, I understand you guys want freedom, but this is not the way to go. This is not, and I'm heavily encouraging my Latino people to please educate yourselves. Please read history, read books, please. That's what's important.
So do you think that they would be better off with Maduro?
No, not at all. No, I hated him.
Okay.
He needed to go, but I'm saying this is not the way to go. Like, I seen a post earlier where taking away a legal dictator, the right way to do it is not by doing illegal crimes yourself.
Okay, and what is the right way to do it?
The right way to do it? Well, I can't tell you the right way to do it,
But
but
you don't
right
know.
now what I know is that this is not the right way. This is only bringing more problems to our country when we already have problems ourselves.
Is it?
So,
No, you're bringing
We
problems.
were to just like brainstorm a little bit, like how do you help the Venezuelan people? Because 84% of them are in poverty.
a lot of them are in poverty, but I genuinely can't answer to that right now because, like I said, our country is falling. Our country ourselves is falling. We can't help another country if our.
Hey, Colleen, Rebby, Thomas, is America falling? Am I just a delusional moron who doesn't understand that everything around me is crumbling to the fucking ground? I'm actually doing pretty good. I just got a house, got a nice car, got a good job. Are we falling?
Our country is literally falling. Our economy is destroying itself. Literally, our government doesn't care. Congress doesn't care. So how can we help another country? How?
And have you been thinking about Venezuela a lot before this happened?
I have. All the countries that aren't free yet. Venezuela, Sudan, Palestine, Congo, all my Latinos countries. Honduras, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, all of them.
She said Palestine. So Trump freed Palestine. Colleen, would you take this bet? Colleen, I got a bet for you. Colleen, I bet you $100 that girl right there has no idea which river and which sea. I bet you she's chanted it before. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, right? I guarantee you, I bet you $100 bill, she has no idea which river, which sea. Would you take that bet? Would anybody take that bet? You think that that girl right there, if she sits by herself at a desk with no phone, no help at all, and she's given a blank map with just border lines drawn, no words at all, nothing, no words. Do you think that she could find the Gaza Strip on a map? On a blank, empty map of just the borders of all the countries? I will bet you a steak dinner. Hell, I'll bet you a steak dinner and breakfast the next day. You know what I'm saying? I'll bet you, because it ain't gonna happen. You think she could find the Gaza Strip in Israel on a map? You think she could find You think she could find Venezuela on a map? You think she could find Venezuela on a map?
This is a conversation every single day that I have.
And what's pslweb.org? Party for Socialism and Liberation. pslweb.org. It's on the bottom of the yellow sign. Where did she get that sign from? Who made that sign? Who put that poll on the sign for her? She doesn't look like she's starving. Her makeup's all done. She got French manicured nail. Hey, I dated enough girls to know that her nails are like $200. Like, her jacket is expensive as hell. Shit.
Do you have family or friends that are in Venezuela right now?
No, not family, but I have friends.
And what are they saying to you? What are your friends telling you right now?
They don't agree with this. They don't agree with it. They for sure are happy that Maduro is gone, but this is not the way to go. They know that this is bringing more problems, and not only that, they bombed Venezuela, killing innocent people.
Do they want a democracy, your friends?
They do.
Yeah.
Obviously, they want freedom. They want their freedom. They want a democracy. That's all they've been longing for.
Okay, so if a democracy comes, I know President Trump mentioned that he's going to take control, or the United States is going to take control of Venezuela. And if a democracy comes out of this, will you be happy about it?
Out of Venezuela? Yeah. I know it's not. I know it's not.
Oh, she knows.
And how do you know?
Yeah, she knows, guys. That girl right there. She's smarter than Trump, Vance, the new president of Venezuela, Marco Rubio. She's smarter than all of them, everybody. That girl right there, she knows better than all the officials. She knows it's not going to be a democracy. Listen to her.
A democracy won't come.
Because of history. He's literally replaying the history playbooks. He's literally following fucking Hitler's playbooks. Like, we can't ignore it. We need to stop ignoring it. We need to read history and stop ignoring that. This is not. Yeah. He's not trying to fight for democracy. Let's be for real. He's not doing that. He's not even fighting for democracy here. So let's stop acting like, oh, if he does do it, if democracy does come out of this, are you?
As I watch stuff like this with you guys, and I sit here and I watch people like this ignorant dumbass chick say that sort of fucking ridiculous, not the R word I wanted to use, YouTube, but ridiculous sentence about Nazi. I'm Jewish. You know how insulting it is to have some fucking clown like this chick who probably would want me to spend $500 on a first date and a yearly salary on a ring for her say that the man just wants America to be good. He just wants a good country. but he's a not. If you read a book there, Miss Ma'am, you would know that the only reason I know what you're going to say, that he's mimicking Hitler, because Hitler also fixed a lot of things when he first got in. But you're the one that doesn't know the fucking history. You're the one that didn't read the goddamn books. Because let me tell you the truth. The truth is that the only reason that Hitler took 2 years and fixed the economy and made things better is because he tried the Jewish undertones in his crazy crap right from the get-go, and the people were not having it. He tried to have them boycott the Jewish stores, and they just kept on going. What the fuck? He had to take 2 years and fix the whole thing and do things that he had promised to do to get the people behind him. He had ulterior motives. Donald Trump's ulterior motive is to make America great again. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. This chick is a dumbass.
It's not happening. We need to stop saying that we're hoping when it's not happening. I've had enough with this president and people saying, let's hope, let's hope, let's hope. I'm fed up. That's it. There's no hope. He's not doing shit. He's not fighting for democracy.
Oh, there's no hope. He's not doing shit. He's not fighting for democracy. It's Nazi Germany all over again. But she's not moving. She's going tomorrow morning to get her Starbucks before she goes to her fucking sit-down job. Which, what a piece of shit country. Damn it, America. Donald Trump is Hitler and all this stuff. Leave. What do you mean leave? Go move back to Ecuador or Chile or even Venezuela or Argentina? What are you, crazy? Go move to Panama? What are you out of your mind? I can't get my Starbucks mocha frappuccino in Panama. Actually, you probably could. These people sure are real quick to take a big shit on America and at the same time lay their head down in my country and go to bed at night.
We're not going to get it. We need to stop hoping because that's only leading us worse down the hole.
You mentioned that he's following Hitler's playbook. As a Jew, I would love to know about that because I wouldn't want another Hitler. So how is he following Hitler's playbook?
And the Jew made her walk away with that statement. Interesting.
So, guys, I'll tell you, I've been to over 50 of these protests. This is a small protest. This is a very small protest. This is like only the familiar faces, honestly. Like everybody in the front I've seen at 10, 20 plus different protests. Party for Socialism and Liberation. The PSL is funding this. The PSL is putting out these signs because it's not about Venezuela. It's about instituting socialism throughout this country. That's why all of these, you see, Answer Coalition is at the...
I actually have a friend I used to work with. He lives in Panama. I could go there and have an inside track. It might be fun to go there and party with him a little bit. I don't drink though, so it might be a little weird for them.
Bottom of these PSL.
So the PSL, Answer Coalition, and the People's Forum all work together to organize almost every protest you see in New York City. You can recognize the Answer Coalition by the yellow signs, and the black and white ones are PSL. Here is a short recap on both of them. AnswerCoalition.org. It stands for Act Now to Stop War and End Racism. They were founded over 20 years ago, and their primary fiscal sponsor is the Progress Unity Fund. The Progress Unity Fund gets their money from the Tides Foundation. Now guess who gave the Tides Foundation $25.8 million in just 1 year? George Soros. Now, the PSL's fiscal sponsor is the Progress Unity Fund, and we know from last episode that the sponsor of the Progress Unity Fund is the Tides Foundation. George Soros gave the Tides Foundation $40 million, so this is yet again another Soros soldier. Now, they don't hide their love of terror either by just putting Hezbollah flags on their flyers.
You should actually talk to our... I mean, who are you?
Oh, my name's Nate Friedman. I'm an independent journalist, and I saw that you were passing out stuff.
Oh, we're not passing these out, actually. We asked for $5 donation. donation. We're entirely class independent, but you're more than welcome to read for free online, no paywall or anything. But yeah, you should check out that communist flag over there.
What brings you out here today?
I'm organized with the Revolutionary Communists of America. We're out here to say hands off Venezuela, and we unequivocally stand with the people of Venezuela against U.S. imperialist aggression.
What do you think about the people of Venezuela celebrating?
This kid doesn't even know what he's saying. He's just reading the same sentence over and over again in his head. He doesn't even know what the words mean that are coming out of his mouth. You know what I mean?
Celebrating on the streets.
What?
What do you think about the people of Venezuela celebrating on the streets today?
I saw images of Venezuelans being bombed after the U.S. bombed Caracas. So I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah, I think you should definitely
show me the bombings that you're talking about. I didn't see any.
I don't know. I just saw it on Reddit. It was on the front page of the internet.
Reddit.
So
Okay.
I don't know. But you should definitely.
Only certain people are going to know what the hell this means, but imagine getting your news from fucking Reddit.
But what do you think about the people celebrating, the hundreds of thousands of people that are in the streets celebrating?
I have yet to see it. Can you show me that?
Yeah.
Sure. U.S.
Here are the
imperialism.
people
Oh yeah.
celebrating on the streets here. What do you think about that?
I mean, at the end of the day, I stand with the people of Venezuela against U.S. imperialism. The U.S. has no right to bomb the people of Venezuela. The U.S. has no right to kidnap another
Why are
leader
they
of
all
another.
celebrating? Why are they celebrating?
I don't know. Do you have a correspondent there who can ask? I'm
trying
here
to get out there
demonstrating
with the
against.
airspace.
I'm here demonstrating against U.S. imperialism and the U.S.
Is
intervention.
this AI though? These images of everybody
I don't know.
celebrating?
You're the one showing me the video, so let me know. You're showing me the source. I don't know.
I don't think it's AI because it's
Okay.
being published by multiple news organizations. So just what are your thoughts on it?
I'm here protesting U.S. intervention,
I understand that. I
U.S.
get that.
imperialism, and U.S. capitalism.
Should the government seize control of companies like Amazon and Google right now?
I think that the working class should absolutely seize control, expropriate the Fortune 500 with no compensation for the owners, and take it under the.
Why do people do that? Morning Doom, I've never seen your name before. I thought Climatics quit. It's been a while. It hasn't been a while. It's been one fucking day. It hasn't been a while. I made 2 shorts today, 1 short yesterday, and for like the last week, I've been either streaming or making a video every single day. What are you talking about? It hasn't been a while. It's been a while. Maybe you haven't been here.
Their control in a democratically planned society and economy.
Okay. Do you feel like we're going to be able to get like a better iPhone if that happens?
Yeah, I actually think we will because I think human innovation, when workers are not being exploited and ground down to the ground by the bosses, and they actually have time, they have a 20-hour work week, they have time to develop their interests and skills, I think innovation is going to be unleashed.
Can I ask how the PSL is involved with this protest?
King Fixer, right.
Just like a 1-minute interview, be super quick. You just want to stand there? It's kind of cold, so maybe like.
You bet she thinks she's a 10? You think she thinks she's a 10? I bet you think she thinks she's. You know, I don't want to speak on anybody's like personal feelings about themselves. She just seems very arrogant, looking like a mountain.
You don't want to say anything about what Trump did? You want to get your message out to the people at all? Not at all? Okay. All right. Well, be well. Oh, this is what's her name again? Jenny. Jenny, how are you? Jenny.
You remain the piece of shit you always were.
Jenny, can you tell me why?
Remain the piece of shit you've always been.
America is a gangster state, but she won't take her old ass out of the country, though. She enjoys the fucking freedom, sure as hell does, doesn't she? These people are fucking. I think if you march against your country like this, you should have to leave. Bye-bye. Get the fuck out.
Why are you comparing Trump to Hitler?
Because
she's stupid. That is
you've always been. Nate Nate, go away.
Okay.
Nate, go
Okay, so
away.
Jenny, so we've established that I'm a piece of shit, but now can you say how Trump is?
Go away. Nate, go away.
It's a song.
No, Nate, go away.
Okay. How is Trump Hitler?
Nate, go away.
Well, you're calling the President of the United States Hitler. It's a rather big statement.
Away.
So she's calling Trump Hitler, and she's gonna freak out over one question about it, right? What?
It's not even Hispanic. Just like, what the hell?
What do you think about this protest?
Dude, as a Colombian, this is just insanity. I don't know who's funding this. It's probably Mandani. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like these people, none of these people are Venezuelan. All these people are Latin. It's insane.
So you're from Colombia. How long have you been in the States for?
I'm here 3 years.
What do you think about President Trump?
I mean, it's up for grabs at this point, but I mean, I support the actions today, definitely.
And why do you support it exactly?
Why do I support it? Because at least I've seen 3 million people cross the Darien Gap. There's been a lot of poverty. There's been a lot of problems here. I mean, this is at this point unacceptable.
Jesse, I'll go look at you.
And how did you come to the United States?
Legally.
Yeah. So what do you? So you're seeing millions of people come here illegally. What are your thoughts on us shutting down the border?
I mean, I think the best intervention is to really attack the dictatorship so these people can come back.
What do you say to these folks that are saying it's a violation of international law, that it's illegal and it shouldn't have been done?
Another your mom.
Look at the rest of
What
the
are you
world.
saying?
International law
Oh,
is
I
over, my
forgot to put
friend.
it on
We're living up Paul's
alt
liberal
chat
order.
instead of top chat.
This protest is about to get way crazier, but first,
I am your
are you worrying
mom.
about
I don't
those
think that's
upcoming
the
credit
same
card
your
bills
mom,
after the
though.
holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt. Eliminate the stress and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American
damn.
Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more.
It's still
credit
not
card
good,
rate.
though.
American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are
Nah,
no
you're not my
upfront
dad.
fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, America's home for home loans. Call today at 866-890-4844. That's 866-890-4844. Or go to americanfinancing.net/Nate. And now, back to the protest.
Por culpa del socialismo del siglo XXI, que no es más que hambre y miseria, que son ustedes los que están promoviendo la miseria del mundo, ustedes los comunistas, los que se enroscan en el poder y no quieren salir más nunca del poder. Por eso viva el Trump, Donald Trump, el mejor presidente del mundo, porque fue el único que tuvo los cojones de enfrentar el comunismo en el mundo, que tuvo los cojones de enviar soldados a Somalia, a África, para defender a los cristianos. Es el único presidente que va a administrar bien Latinoamérica y toda Centroamérica. Es el presidente, el mejor presidente de los Estados Unidos, Donald Trump. Escúchenlo bien, ustedes, comunistas que viven aquí en los Estados Unidos, Donald Trump es el primero y el único que se ha enfrentado a esas mafias narcotraficantes que arruinaban este país y que gracias a Donald Trump es la solución de Latinoamérica, sacando a Nicolás Maduro de este desastre que era la droga y todo ese desastre que enviaban de Latinoamérica.
Wow.
Gracias, muchachos.
Wow, wow, wow. My name is Nate. Can I interview you real quick? From my YouTube channel. That was amazing. Your English is incredible. The way that you said my English is not so good.
Tengo un live ahorita encendido por TikTok, enfrentando a estos sinvergüenzas. Llevamos muchos años enfrentando esta sinvergüenzura en Latinoamérica. Llevamos muchos años enfrentando a Nicolás Maduro y llevándole la contraria en todas sus ridiculeces y en todo el desastre que ha hecho en Latinoamérica. Habemos muchos líderes en la calle que hemos tenido que salir de Venezuela por causa de la persecución de Nicolás Maduro. Todo el que se levante en Venezuela haciendo cualquier protesta en una plaza parecida a esta va preso. Por eso yo le estoy diciendo a ellos, denle gracias a Dios que está en un país capitalista y pueden salir a protestar y a decir lo que quieren. Porque si esto lo hacen en Venezuela, estuvieran toditos presos, más que eso torturados o desaparecidos. Más que eso. Por eso yo le digo, Donald Trump es el mejor presidente del mundo, porque permite, aún que hablan mal de él.
Oh, someone buy this guy a cerveza.
Viviendo acá en Nueva York.
Cerveza for my friend.
No saben ni dónde, ni siquiera
I like
dónde
this
queda
guy.
Venezuela algunos de ellos. Y simplemente están ahí por apoyar el comunismo en el mundo, que el comunismo del mundo lo que ha hecho es traer hambre y miseria a todos los países.
Tony P in the house.
Gracias a ustedes. Que Dios me los bendiga.
Are you guys with CBS? I was wondering, I would love to come on sometime and talk about, so the guy that's speaking is Manolo DeSantos. He's, the People's Forum got paid $20 million by Roy Neville Singham. Anytime you'd like to have me on, I've studied it and I can share with you guys.
Okay, thank you. I'll give you my card.
Thank you, appreciate it. What are your thoughts on this protest?
Well, these guys are paid. They're so organized. I mean, it's less than even 24 hours. They got hundreds of signs made. It's almost like they have a print shop in the back of their People's Forum over here down in the city. That being said, that if you looked at all the videos out on the internet, the people in Venezuela are happy that this is happening because now they don't have to deal with socialism and communism. But the people who are actual socialists and communists are here in America protesting against.
Hey, like the stream.
What's good for the better people in Venezuela. Are you Shirley?
Am I Nick Shirley? I wish. No, I'm just Nate Friedman.
Nick Shirley. That's Nick Friedman right here, boy.
No, Nick's a friend, though.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Hey, can I ask you about this protest? What are your thoughts on it?
Obviously, shouldn't record people if they don't want you to. So.
Oh, I didn't know that he didn't want me to. Can I interview?
I don't know what gave it away. Fuck off. Come on.
Can I interview you? Okay. Canada Goose at a rally for socialism. Are you wearing Canada Goose? What do you think about socialism?
I think you should probably leave because you're in our state.
If I stand over here, it's okay?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think about socialism? Do you have any thoughts on socialism?
She has no thoughts on anything. She has no thoughts.
Conversation. Why are you wearing that mask?
Because she's stupid. That's
that
why.
we should know about?
She's dumb. That's why she's wearing the mask. Because she's a
No, I
moron.
don't think he's record.
Because she has no brain.
Go and tell the group chat about it. All right. Defend Venezuela. Release Maduro. This is on the streets of America. This is what's being passed out. I was just wondering to get New Yorkers' opinions on this Venezuela protest.
We ain't New Yorkers. Does that matter?
That's absolutely fine.
We're from Tennessee.
Yeah.
It really doesn't affect me, so I don't care if they go take all their oil or not.
Okay.
I think that we need to leave land alone. I mean, what's Venezuela done to us? We keep putting our feet in different countries, and I think that we need to leave our nose
She's
out of
stupid.
everything because we're
No,
just
no.
bombing
That girl, she's stupid. They act like we went to war with Venezuela. These people are fucking morons.
everybody and trying to take everybody's property, and it's none of our business.
What do you think about the Venezuelans that are celebrating on the streets today?
I've honestly not watched the news, but I just heard about this as
Gee.
we were getting on the plane this morning, and it broke my heart.
It broke your heart. What specifically about it broke your heart?
I mean, we're going over there and we're capturing people because we want oil. Like, we're trying to take over land that's not ours. We need to keep our feet here. I mean, we've already kicked people out of, I mean, this was land of the Indians and land of like Mexicans, and we've kicked them out and took this, and now we're like trying to seal the borders and not allow people over. Like, we need to just stay within our country and leave everybody else alone.
What do you say to the folks that say that Maduro was working with the cartels and the cartels are sending fentanyl and other drugs over the border?
Drugs are going to come into the U.S. no matter where they're coming from.
Gotcha. Do you feel the same way?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. I'm in Tennessee. Go Tennessee.
When you say like it doesn't affect you, like what if there are drugs that come over the border and it kills your fellow American citizens and they're coming from Venezuela? Are you saying that that doesn't affect you, or you're saying that like what exactly doesn't affect
me
you?
and my? If it don't affect me and my immediate family, I don't care what they do.
Hi, my name is Nate. I'm a YouTuber, and I was wondering if I could interview you real quick.
No, are you a bunch of right-wingers?
No, I'm not a right winger.
What do you want to know?
I just want to know about your sign. What makes you want to say no war with Venezuela?
Okay, first of all, it's not about drugs. Very little drugs come out of Venezuela. I've traveled, I just came back to Bolivia. Very little coca leaves is grown in Venezuela. only about 5% of the drug trade is going through Venezuela. Most of it is now being exported out through Ecuador in tankers. Huge amount that's going to Europe. Why are they not bombing the tankers? Why are they bombing fishing boats? It's just a bunch of lies. It's unbelievable what's going on. Trump just friggin' pardoned the biggest narco trafficker, the ex-president of Honduras. This isn't about drugs. It's unbelievable. And how can you go and kidnap a president from a country?
What do you say to the right-wingers that say, what war with Venezuela? The war was over. Like that there is no war with Venezuela.
No, but right now there's a war. We're bombing it. They're bombing Venezuela right now. That's war, you know? Yeah. So it's just who they're picking. I mean, most of the drugs are coming out of Peru and Ecuador. I spent time in Peru. I spent time in Ecuador. I just came back from Bolivia. I spent time in all these countries. Venezuela is one of the countries with the least amount of drug trafficking going through. It's made up. It's lies.
You seem like you know your stuff, and that's. Do you believe that Tren de Aragua and gangs like that are active in the United States, or do you not think that's true?
Well, I don't know, but it's being used by Trump. All this whole thing with gangs, drug war, narco trafficking is being used by Trump. Okay, I worked the border. I worked the frontera when the families were coming through.
We have another genius in our hands, guys. We have another fucking person who thinks that she knows better than the actual people in charge because she might have had a job for 5 minutes one time for, Jesus, dude, these people, that's why I'm saying there is no reconciliation with these people. They're fucking morons and they have to leave my country like right now. I'm not gonna even entertain ever being friendly or nice to these people. I don't want to sit down and have recourse with them. I don't want to come to some sort of a fucking agreement. You know, I mean, people have said, "Oh, you should debate someone." No, I shouldn't. They have their own set of fucking fake facts that aren't real. I should not debate them. They should leave my fucking country. If you hate America that bad, get the fuck out. I don't want you here. It's as simple as that. For me, it's super simple for me, guys. Super simple. Just get the fuck out. You don't like it so bad, move to China.
Lies that are coming through.
So I've been documenting a lot of this for the last year or so, and when I speak to asylum seekers, they say that they're here to work, but a lot of people are confused about that. They say, well, if you're seeking asylum, are you here to seek asylum, or are you here to, for money? What do you say to the folks that are here as asylum seekers, but really here to just make money?
Well, I mean, there's different types of asylum. You know what I mean? There's political asylum, there's economic asylum. A lot of the problems that were being caused by climate change, there's no jobs, and they're coming up. But the gangs, when I was working at the border at the very beginning, there are gangs in Honduras, and now it's going into Guatemala.
Do you think that there should be a certain number of economic asylum migrants that we take in?
Yes, but not immigration, what would I say? Immigration is also political as well. I mean, they're letting people in from certain countries and not other countries, you know what I mean? So it's racism. It's total, they're letting in, I mean, when I was there, a lot of the Cubans and the Venezuelans that were white-skinned and rich would be able to cross the border. But then when the poor people started coming, that's when they started calling them gangs and criminals and stuff. So it's and who's allowed to cross the border? It's political, you know what I mean? I mean, they're letting some people in, they're not letting other people in. I mean, I'm not going to start naming countries, but you see very few white people deported. You know what I mean? It's always people of color being deported. So it's racism in the immigration system.
But it's people of color, if they're being deported, then they did cross the border, though. They did make it across.
Well, the thing is, what was going on with immigration, it wasn't illegal. They were being brought in this country. They were allowed to cross into the country. They were in this country to then apply for asylum. So they're here legally. It's part of our immigration system. You know what I mean? And they had, the first group had ankle bracelets. So they were coming in and allowed to stay in this country.
When I was talking to the immigrants who came across the border during the Biden administration, there were quite a few more, millions of migrants that were coming over the border during that time.
and a lot of them said that they didn't really get checked at the border, that, they would ask like every third person a question, but they were mostly letting people in by the droves because it was a lot of people, right? Do you feel like that is true?
Yeah, well, when I went down there, I went down at the very beginning, and how it started, I was down in McAllen, Texas, and how it started is the people were, the families, it was families, were crossing the border, they were getting picked up by immigration, then they were being dumped at the bus station with no money, no nothing. So the nun down there, Sister Helen, got her name, she was seeing all these people living in the streets, and so she started putting them up in the church, and then the numbers got more and more because of the social media, that they were contacting their families back and saying, come on up and come over, and they were crossing. These people had places to go.
Yeah.
So they were in the streets with no money, everything. We were contacting their relatives by phone. The relatives were paying for bus tickets to go stay with them to wait to apply for asylum.
I did see lots of single, young men crossing the border.
At the beginning, they weren't there. I mean, the Mexican single men that first started migrating, they were crossing illegally because under this, it was families that were able to cross. So there's all these different groups of different types of immigrants.
What are your thoughts? So you mentioned that they arrived with no money. I agree. A lot of them did not have any money.
Well,
and they were
also coyotes. They were paying about $10,000, about $10,000, and then it was $1,000 to cross the Rio Grande. So they were, and a lot of them, a lot of the women were being there were narco gangs at the border that stopped actually narco trafficking and started trafficking human beings, and the women were a lot of times abused, or the money, they were being ripped off the money, so they were paying an extra $1,000 to cross the Rio Grande.
What did you think about the migrant shelters that were set up in New York that were, four-star hotels?
I live in Jersey, so I wasn't involved at all in the shelters. But at that point, it was a very different migrant. It wasn't families. A lot of single Venezuelan men that were coming, young kids. Yeah.
What was that? So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it depends on. I mean, the young boys that were coming, but a lot of migrants are coming here to work.
Sure, but you're referencing exactly what I saw, which is a lot of young Venezuelan men that were being put up in four-star hotels that were paid for by you and I. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the immigration system, the number of people that were crossing got to be a lot, very many, so.
Do you feel like we had to put them in hotels?
I think if they were living in the streets, that'd be a bigger problem. So there was families coming over too. A lot of the young boys.
I can tell you kind of have an issue with it.
No, when I was working the border, it was a large number. But what are we going to do? But I mean, if you saw what kind of jobs these guys were coming up over for, and the
a lot of them weren't working.
No, well, that was that last bunch. The first bunch I was working with all had jobs.
Oh, we have more communists here. How much are the newspapers?
$5.
$5? Okay. There's a sticker that says "Expropriate the billionaires" with Julie. So, with Luigi, hi, how you doing? With Luigi on the, is this saying like "kill the billionaires" or?
No, it's very clearly saying expropriate.
But it's a picture of Luigi on it.
Yeah, because a lot of people only support what Luigi did. Because there's a real anger against the billionaires. And so we're saying instead of just an act of terror, instead we need to expropriate their wealth and put it to much better use.
So you don't think there's
Killing them won't do
But you don't
anything.
think this doesn't imply anything by having him on it?
No, I think it's tapping into a mood that already exists. We did not create that. We did not create the support for Luigi. We're saying do something different with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Given that we're at the Venezuela protest here, a lot of people are saying, that Venezuela's kind of communist country. They that didn't work out too great for them. That's what they're saying. That 84% of the Venezuelans in poverty and there's food shortages.
They still have private industry. They still have capitalism, and they have a capitalism that is completely dominated by U.S. imperialism and by other imperialist powers. And so, socialist government, the wealth of the billionaires in Venezuela has not been expropriated because the wealth of Venezuela is in the hands of U.S. capitalists. Those resources.
You think she knows? See her sweater says communism will win? You think she knows that communism has never won? Not one time ever? Tony P in the house?
that why they're
stolen by U.S. oil companies. And so, no, it is absolutely not a completed revolution. There's a lot of energy by the masses. We actually have an article in our paper.
But is that why there are food shortages in Venezuela because of America?
I think it's to
Hey,
a number
watch my
of
short.
reasons. I think it is mismanagement
It's
of
pinned.
resources in
Watch it. I worked hard on it.
But
You should watch
primarily
it.
it is from attacks from imperialist powers like the U.S.
This is a flag with Hamas on it. You can see, look at this. So this same flag is at every protest. It's that exact same one. And it's a Hamas flag. And I don't know how Hamas has anything to do with Venezuela. Thank you for watching this episode of The Nate Friedman Show. I'm back on the ground in the United States, but if you want to see our previous episode...
I need a little fun, and then we'll get back to the serious stuff, okay? Let's do a little fun first, okay?
Minnesota,
It's Minnesota
beautiful
time.
State. Cold as heck.
Holly, this
They
one's
said,
for
"Sir,
you."
It's negative 40. I said, still higher than Tim Walz's poll numbers. I'm here because billions have vanished, and nobody finds things better than me. Found Hillary's emails, found Atlantis. Very easy, actually. Just had to think, which I do very well. Now I'm finding Minnesota's stolen money. Okay, first of all, Learing, Learing. This is a learning center that doesn't know how to spell learning. And Tim Walz gave them $4 million. $4 million. I wouldn't give them $4 for a dictionary. Hello? Anybody teaching kids in there? Any kids to teach? I see a tumbleweed. There's actually a tumbleweed rolling through the daycare in Minnesota.
Mr. President, welcome to Minnesota. Beautiful day. We've been working tremendously hard on this fraud issue. You betcha.
Working hard, Tim? The only thing you've been working hard on is losing. You lost 49 states. I didn't even know that was possible in modern times.
Well, actually, we lost about 30.
Felt like 49. And speaking of losing, you lost $18 billion. How do you lose $18 billion, Tim? I lose my car keys, maybe my reading glasses, not $18 billion?
Now, that's not entirely accurate.
You know what is accurate? Ilhan Omar's brain is as empty as a Somalia daycare center.
Mr. President, we've been conducting audits and implementing new oversight.
Audits? Tim, the building is called Quality Learing Center. They can't spell learning, and you gave them millions to teach children. What's next? A hospital run by people who spell it Sir Curry. Look at this place. It's emptier than Tim Walz's list of accomplishments. There's nothing here. Not a crayon, not a toy, not a tiny chair, just sadness and fraud. This is the saddest thing I've seen since Kamala tried to explain what a Venn diagram is, and it probably cost taxpayers $50,000. Believe me, folks.
Mr. President, the federal government handles immigration and visas, not the state.
Tim, don't start with a federal government thing. You're the governor. You govern. It's in the name. You can't just take a nap while people steal billions.
I wasn't napping.
You picked Kamala as your running mate, Tim. You were definitely napping.
I heard shouting. Is this about the... Oh, it's you.
Ilhan, just the woman I wanted to see. Quick question. What's the Somali word for empty building that receives millions of dollars? Because you seem to have a lot of those.
That's incredibly offensive. The Somali
Let me stop you right there. I'm standing in a building called Quality Learing Center, L-E-A-R. Can you spell learning for me?
L-E-A-R-N.
Great. You're more qualified than this daycare. And they got $4 million.
This is discrimination.
Discrimination? Against who? People who can't spell? There's no protected class for bad spelling. Ilhan, I checked with my lawyers.
Mr. President, these are serious allegations against an entire community.
Feeding our future. Tim, $250 million stolen. And some genius tried to bribe
It's the
Bureau with a
earmuffs.
literal sack of
Fuck
money,
me up. The
like
earmuffs
a
are-
cartoon villain, like Scrooge McDuck. Except Scrooge McDuck was smart. This guy? Stupid. Very stupid. Even the Hamburglar would say that's too obvious. And now I'm hungry.
Some of my constituents were wrongly accused.
Wrongly accused? Ilhan. They found cash in suitcases, under mattresses, stuffed in vents. One guy bought 3 luxury cars. for a food program. What were the kids eating Ferraris?
Well, the vast majority of Somali Minnesotans are law-abiding.
Then where are they? Where are the kids, Tim? This is a daycare. It should have children. Instead, it has crickets and a sad balloon. See? Even the balloon knows this is fraud.
You can't just blame an entire community for it.
I'm not blaming the community, Ilhan. I'm blaming you and Tim the tampon. You two are like security guards who let the bank robbers borrow the vault key. Here you go. Bring it back when you're done stealing.
I had nothing to do with this.
Really? Because every audit got killed by you. You're like a reverse
What's up,
Batman.
Frank?
Bruce Wayne, great guy, does a lot for Gotham, except Batman catches criminals and you warn them. The feds are coming. Delete everything.
That's not. I never.
Ilhan, you married your brother.
I did not marry my brother.
Well, you did something weird. I don't know what it was, but it was weird. Ilhan, you're a stupid person. You really are. Stupid, garbage person. And you hate America.
I don't hate
Okay,
America.
Colleen,
You
see you
called
later.
it the worst country in the world.
I was talking about specific policies.
If it's so bad, go back to Somalia. See if you can run an empty daycare there. Oh, wait, you can't because Somalia doesn't have 18 billion to steal.
Mr. President, this rhetoric is...
Tim, shut up. You lost to me. You lost to Vance. You lost to life. You're a human participation trophy.
You're a
A
human
rake.
participation.
There's a rake in the daycare closet. What kind of daycare has a rake? Were they teaching the kids landscaping? I'm surprised Tim hasn't stepped on it yet. This looks like where Tim Walz goes to. Think about his life choices.
That's uncalled for.
You know what this reminds me of? The Haitians.
What?
In Springfield, Ohio, eating the cats and eating the dogs. All types of cats and dogs. Big dogs, little dogs, poodles, Dalmatians, the ones with the spots, beautiful dogs. I'm a big fan of dogs, by the way. Love dogs. Not so much the cats. Hillary's more of a cat person. Says a lot about her, doesn't it? But the Haitians, they don't discriminate. They'll eat anything. Very equal opportunity.
Oh my God, that was debunk, you fascist.
Was it, Ilhan? Was it? Because I heard there's still missing cats in Springfield. Fluffy, Mr. Whiskers, gone. Just like Minnesota is missing billions. Different scam, same story. People come here, don't assimilate, and suddenly everything disappears.
Somalis aren't eating cats.
No, you're eating money, which is worse. At least the Haitians were hungry. You guys are just greedy.
Mr. President, this is getting out of hand.
Sir, we've searched 53 daycares.
And
47 are completely empty. 3 have tumbleweeds, and 1 had just a guy playing Xbox.
Xbox? What game?
Call of Duty, sir.
Call of Duty. Love that game. I'm ranked #1 globally. A lot of people don't know that. The Navy SEALs study my gameplay. They said, sir, you're better than our training simulations. I said, I know.
Sir, we found Mako Child Care Center.
And?
Closed since 2022, but still receiving payments.
They're paying ghost daycares, buildings that don't exist. Tim, would you pay a ghost? I wouldn't. Although Casper seems nice, very polite ghost. And Slimer? I'd hire Slimer immediately to slime the squad. AOC, Ilhan, all of them covered in slime.
We're working with federal authorities too.
You're working with nobody. You're just standing there like a confused crossing guard. At least the crossing guard keeps kids safe. You just make sure 4th grade boys have access to tampons. Great priorities, Tim. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, and I use that term very loosely because you're mostly fake news, total disasters. We've uncovered the biggest fraud maybe ever, bigger than Enron, bigger than Jasmine Crockett's accent. This could be the biggest fraud in history.
Mr. President, how much money was stolen?
Great question. Billions, billions with a B, like Barron, who's doing great, by the way. Very tall, very high IQ, going to be running things soon. Some say it's 1 billion, some say 18 billion. Some people are telling me science hasn't invented a number high enough yet. We might need to create new math for this.
That's not how it worked.
And Kristi Noem, beautiful woman, tremendous secretary, doing an incredible job. She told me 50% of the visas in Minnesota are fraudulent. 50. That means half the people here aren't even real. They're like Mr. Snuffleupagus. Remember him? Big elephant thing on Sesame Street. Nobody could see him. Or Bing Bong from that movie. We love Bing Bong, by the way. Very sad what happened to him. These people are like that imaginary, but they're cashing real checks.
That statistic is unverified.
Oh, it's verified, Ilhan. Very verified. Just like it's verified. You're a garbage person. That's right. Garbage. You hate America. You do nothing but complain. You probably even hate America. Ferrera, wonderful actress. By the way, Ugly Betty. She really carried that show. Tremendous talent. But you just
Ugly
complain.
Betty.
Go back to Somalia.
I am an American citizen.
Then act like it. Where's the money? Racist. Why is the building empty? Islamophobia. You've got one trick and it's older than Biden's shoes, which are Velcro, by the way. Can't tie laces anymore. True story. Very high-level people told me this. He sits there going, rip, rip with the Velcro. It's actually sad.
Mr. President, what's your plan?
Great question. Very smart. I'm revoking temporary protected status for all Somalis, freezing all federal child care payments to Minnesota, and sending the FBI to raid every single daycare.
You can't just freeze.
Watch me, Tim. I'm the captain now. Great movie, by the way. Even with washed up, low IQ Tom Hanks. Very sad. I'm also sending you to Congress, House Oversight Committee, January 7th. They want to know how you lost $18 billion. Bring notes, tampon. You're going to need them. This is what winning looks like. Beautiful raids, the best raids ever. Better than the Departed raid scene. That was good, but this is real.
You're destroying innocent lives. Families are scared.
Innocent? Ilhan. This building got $4 million. You know what's in here? Nothing. Not even a Vikings poster. They drafted
Hey, like
me,
the stream.
by the way, second round.
Thank you.
Could have
Love
gone
you.
first. I've seen more educational value in a porta potty. At least those have instructions.
This is ethnic targeting.
Ethnic targeting? No. This is fraud targeting.
Hey, fixer. I just want to say this with you present, but it would be really, really funny and really funny if someone were to take Tommy and Chan Diddler and Pam Tifa and the frog and maybe that little butterball, the stolen valor guy, and do the baby news network with the episode from Portland. Hint.
If other ethnicities want to commit fraud, I'll investigate them too. I'm an equal opportunity fraud investigator. Very fair. The fairest, when I was handing out Halloween candy, best candy on the block, by the way, full-size Snickers kids would come up and say, "Sir, you're being too fair. You gave Tommy 3 bars." I said, he had a better costume.
Mr. President, Minnesota has always been a welcoming state.
Welcoming to fraud. Tim, you're the Motel 6 of fraud. We'll leave the light on for you. Tom Bodette. Remember him? Great voice. Tremendous voice.
Tom
We had dinner
Bodette.
once. He said, "Mr. Trump, I love your hotels." I said, "Tom, my hotels lock the doors. You just leave everything wide open."
That's very unfair.
You know what's unfair? Taxpayers getting robbed while fraudsters buy mansions. You let it happen because you're stupid and complicit. You're stuplicit. New word. I invented it just now. Gonna trademark it. Webster's will put your face in the dictionary. Stuplicit noun, C. Walz, Tim.
Mr. President, I really think.
There it is. Called it earlier. I said, surprised Tim hasn't stepped on it yet. And what does he do? Steps on it. Unbelievable. I'm like Nostradamus. Knew him very well, by the way. Good man. Loved my steaks, Trump steaks. Said, sir, these are the best steaks I've ever predicted. This is your vice presidential candidate, America. Can't avoid a rake. Unbelievable.
This is ridiculous.
You know what's ridiculous, Ilhan? $18 billion missing. Tim, you're testifying January 7th. Bring ice for your face. Ilhan, you're garbage. We've established this. And to everyone at home, empty daycare, jail, can't spell, super jail. If you're a ghost getting checks, ghost jail. I'm keeping this as evidence.
Ghost jail, Polly.
This rake has done more for Minnesota than Tim Walz
Ghost
and
jail.
Ilhan Omar combined. At least the rake works.
Hey, everybody. It's Teaspoon.
Okay, if this is true, this is a very big deal. According to Homeland Security themselves, this is right on their social media, they just posted this, no room at the inn. Hilton Hotels has launched a coordinated campaign in Minneapolis to refuse service to DHS law enforcement. When officers attempted to book rooms using official government emails and rates, Hilton Hotels maliciously canceled their reservations. This is unacceptable. Why is Hilton Hotels siding with the murderers and rapists to deliberately undermine and impede DHS law enforcement from their mission to enforce our nation's immigration laws? So apparently Homeland Security, they brought the receipts, and ICE themselves also posted about this. So we're going to dig into it. You guys, please like this video. It helps out a lot, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And make sure to also please subscribe. We've been covering the Minneapolis and St. Paul mission for quite some time now, and other federal operations. I don't want you guys to miss a thing. So let's see what Homeland Security has posted. After further investigation online, we have found information about immigration work connected with your name, and we will be canceling your upcoming reservation. You should see a proper cancellation email in your inbox shortly from Hilton. And again, I want to point out at the top, subject upcoming reservation. And again, according to Homeland Security, these are individual agents apparently, according to the wording, when officers attempted to book rooms using official government emails.
That's real.
So this is lining up with what Homeland
That's
Security
real.
is saying. Again, these are massive accusations. And then we have this. This email is in regards to the reservation you made with the Hampton Inn Lakeville property. We have noticed an influx of government reservations made today that have been for DHS, and we are not allowing any ICE or immigration agents to stay at our property. If you are with DHS or immigration, let us know, as we will have to cancel your reservation. Please pass on this info to your coworkers that we are not allowing any immigration agents to house on our property. Reply at your earliest convenience. Wow. Again, this is posted straight from Homeland Security themselves. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I have been covering the federal operations in Minneapolis and St. Paul for quite some time. And just like other cities we cover around the United States, it's not uncommon to see these types of protests. This is a Keep ICE Awake protest at a Hilton hotel from just a few weeks ago in the Minneapolis area. Okay, now the only reason why I'm showing you this is to just show you that there was a protest at this particular hotel chain, the Hilton, not too long ago, where protesters were involved with a Keep ICE Awake protest where ICE was allegedly staying. Well, now we can have a pretty strong educated guess that ICE does use the Hilton, considering even Homeland Security posted their own receipts that we just got our reservations canceled at the Hilton. Now, I also do need to point out the timing of all of this is rather interesting, considering 2,000 federal agents have just deployed to Minneapolis as far as immigration crackdown. And now, all of a sudden, a hotel chain has allegedly, according to Homeland Security, canceled their reservations. That's obviously a massive headache for Homeland Security to try and figure out where they're going to house their agents. Now this makes sense as to why ICE specifically tagged Hilton, and they said, "Why did your team in Minneapolis cancel our federal law enforcement officer and agents' reservations?" And then again, they posted the same thing Homeland Security posted. This email is in regards to the reservation you made with the Hampton Inn Lakeville property. We noticed an influx of government reservations. That influx happens to be the 2,000 agents which are now going into Minneapolis and the surrounding areas to do these deportations operations. Again, I'm not trying to imply or try to form a narrative. I'm just trying to give you guys all the different aspects here. You have 2,000 agents which are now flooding into Minneapolis. All of a sudden, a hotel chain has allegedly canceled reservations, which we've never seen this before, by the way. So you guys can come to your own conclusion on that. Okay, now from here, I want to show you this very recent clip from Tim Walz. As many of you are aware, he recently announced to the world, the United States, and to Minnesota, he will not be running for governor again. But I want you guys to listen to this clip.
We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. It's disgusting and it's dangerous. Republicans are playing politics with the future of this state. It's shameful. And I've said it before and I will continue to say it. We welcome ideas from anyone, in any party, from any walk of life, who wants to help us continue to stay ahead of these criminals. And we welcome the involvement of the federal government.
Right there. We welcome the involvement of the federal government. Now, when I saw this clip, I almost gasped. Again, as somebody who covers federal operations around the United States, Minneapolis and St. Paul specifically, I mean, we've seen a lot of pushback, not only from protesters and legal observers, but really from city councilors and from the mayors as well. So when all of a sudden you hear the governor say, "We welcome the involvement of federal agents or the federal government," and then all of a sudden you have the alleged Hilton Hotel just not allowing for the reservations, I mean, what are we supposed to believe here?
I am grateful to the career professionals at the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI who have been helping us fight this fight for years. But I cannot abide the actions of the political leadership in Washington. These opportunists are willing to hurt our people to score cheap points. They and their allies have no intention of helping us solve this problem.
Nate, I agree with
every
Nate.
intention of trying to profit off.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nate.
Okay, so
You're
leave
right.
your comments down below how you feel
About the hotel?
this. And while we're on the
100%,
topic of
I
Governor
agree.
Tim Walz, there's another clip that's circulating where you can actually hear the reporters in the background get audibly super upset that Governor Tim Walz did not take any questions. He just
Wait a minute. I watched the whole video. Nick Shirley, they got a skewed definition of breaking into a place, don't they? Yeah, breaking a shit.
sort of left. I will play that clip for you guys. We might as well. We're talking about the topic.
I'm proud of the way we treat our neighbors. I'm proud of the way that we welcome people to this state. I'm proud of the way that we innovate. And I'm proud of the way that we are optimists for the future. No one's taking this away from us. Not the fraudsters. Certainly not this president. Not on my watch. Tomorrow, I'll be back with you. I'll give you an update on America's best paid family medical leave program that is now a week into it. And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Listen to the background.
Thank you, Press. You said you were going to take questions. Why didn't you?
Thank you all. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Alex, Electric Gaming. Alex.
Everyone's just like, wow, wow, okay, wow. So you guys can leave your comments down below how you feel about this. In my personal opinion, I think whenever a politician does not take questions, it leaves room for speculation, but it also leaves room for people to be like, wow, you're not going to take our question when you said you were going to take the question. And again, you can hear it all in the background. So I just wanted to show you guys that's also circulating surrounding this Minnesota story. Now, with the increase of 2,000 federal agents, we can probably see an increase of pushback or a state of high alert as far as personnel on the ground, known as legal observers, volunteers, or ICE trackers, because clips like this, they are popping up left and right on the ground in Minneapolis and St. Paul and the surrounding areas. Now, we are not on the level of a Broadview Chicago clash or a Portland ICE facility clash. If you guys are unaware, those are processing centers or short-term centers where you process as an illegal immigrant. This is in the St. Paul area, where this is also one of those centers. Protesters have been watching and standing outside.
I'll be
of this
right back in a few
facility,
minutes. I gotta
but
take care of
it's on no level like we've seen in Broadview in the Chicago area or a Portland clash situation where there's tear gas constantly. Nothing like that, but there is a location in the St. Paul area where you do have protesters standing outside of one of these facilities almost constantly.
They drive so fast.
I don't know what happened, but there was a detainee.
Oh, really?
I saw the case too.
Llevan a alguien,
Who wants my number to take?
Okay, so leave your comments down below how you feel about this. Now, as far as a response from the Hilton Hotel, I am not seeing anything. It doesn't look like they've posted on X since 2023. However, I do want to show you guys this. I did look at the stock market just to see if anything did happen after this announcement. It does look like there was a decrease as far as when this announcement was made from Homeland Security, but just to show you guys the whole outlook of everything, Hilton hasn't been doing that bad as far as their stock prices overall. It's obviously been going up, but just to show you guys, it does look like upon that announcement from Homeland Security, there was a dip as far as how much money was being made with the stock. So I just want to show you guys there are very huge implications here, or consequences, if you will, whenever the US government points something out as far as a private company or a company that's on the stock market. You can see consequences from those types of actions.
Just spoke to Tommy. He's trying to figure out if he's going out tonight. He's working out the details right now. Might be an early night for us. We'll just do our show and be done with it. If we do get a Tommy situation, you guys are going to tell me Tommy's live on X, Tommy's live on Rumble, whatever, and we will immediately switch over. We'll close down the YouTube stream and we'll go right over to Rumble, okay? Just give me a minute. I'm taking care of some things. If you didn't know, I'm a single parent, so sometimes I have to step away for just a few seconds and take care of some kid duties, right? So just give me a second. I'll be right back. And Teaspoon, you're in charge.
If all of this is true. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Oh, it's
Again,
over.
leave your comments down below how you feel about anything we just watched, and I will do my best
Hey, subscribe
to
to
keep you up to date
T-Sply.
with this story.
T-Sply is a good personal friend of mine. Look, right here, T-Sply, right here. 580,000 subscribers. 6 hours ago. This video's got 35,000 views 6 hours ago. Fuck, man. I'm so jealous. Okay. This is crazy. Polly, I know for a fact you've been at work all day. You haven't seen this yet. Check this out. This is crazy. It's long, but it's crazy. Just give me a couple more minutes. I'll be right back. Oh no, fuck around and find out. I still can't believe you're a girl. It's fucking crazy. I've been calling you yo bro for like 2 months. Polly, it's a girl.
How bad is this fraud?
This is the worst fraud in human history.
How have Somalians gotten into the system to fraud the American taxpayer?
Holy
They have
shit.
hundreds and
Hold
hundreds.
on. Oh my God, she's fucking gorgeous. Okay.
Hundreds and hundreds of fraudulent companies set up, and they're sucking billions of dollars out of the state of Minnesota.
And how have you seen the weaponization of the word racist and Islamophobe take power here?
Here in Minnesota, potentially the largest fraud to ever happen in America is happening right now, as billions of dollars has been laundered and funneled and given to Somali-ran businesses here inside of Minnesota, all across the state. I'm here in Minneapolis right now, and I'm meeting with the man who's been doing his own research for years, as he's been speculating this fraud, as he's seen it blatantly inside of his neighborhoods and the areas that he calls home. This is an interview with a man who has done everything possible to.
I think we need to have a channel meeting. Fuck around and find out. Rebby and Polly, come over. It's a very important meeting. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Expose the fraud, and now let's get into the interview. What's the need for $2.25 million for a daycare? I don't. How come they said this building was closed? There's a lot of fraud happening here in Minnesota. You've been living here for years now. How bad is this fraud?
So I was born in Minneapolis a long time ago. I've lived my whole life here, and my opinion is that this is the worst fraud in human history, what is occurring in Minnesota and more specifically in the Twin Cities right now.
How much money do you think has been sent around fraudulently here inside of Minnesota?
Over the years, I would say anywhere from 80 to $100 billion.
And right now the big controversy is with Tim Walz and his government and the fraud that they've allowed to happen within the Somalian community. Right behind us is Cedar Riverside, a location where
imagine you're Tim Walz, right? And nobody knows who you are. And you're just a random governor, nothing special. And you get asked the most important question anybody has ever asked you. Timmy boy, would you like to run for vice president of the United States of America? And you can't even hold back your tears. You're just dying inside. Hell yeah, you'll do it. Are you serious? I can't even believe you asked. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah. And then, not only do you lose, but now the entire world and the entire country knows you forever as Tampon Tim. There's a lot of bad nicknames out there. My name is Charles, right? Maybe you didn't know that. There's a lot of nicknames that go along with my name that I don't really care for. Chuck, Chaz, Carlito. Do I fucking look like a Carlito to you? Now, I gotta say, in all the nicknames and all the little stupid little chuckles and shit that I've ever been called, nothing even comes close to Tampon Tim.
It is very densely populated with Somalians. How have Somalians gotten into the system to fraud the American taxpayer?
Well, so that complex you're seeing behind there, I attended the University of Minnesota, and in the area we're on right now, this is the West Bank. And it was
banana
always called
fan
the
of
West
faux
Bank,
fuck.
and it was sort of the place
What are
to
you
be
gonna
when
do?
we were in college. And that was all student housing, 100%. That building you see in the background, it's now 100% Somali. And I can tell you confidently, they don't pay for their housing, they don't pay for their food, they don't pay for their vehicles. And on top,
What you get a pigeon for? You Mike Tyson? You get a pigeon? Like you and Mike Tyson, you're BFFs. Mike Tyson would love to talk to you about your pigeon. Did you know that? Did you know that, Jesse? Did you know that Mike Tyson and pigeons are fucking BFFs? Did you know that? All pigeons love Mike Tyson. Did you know that shit? I'm not joking. Type into YouTube, Mike Tyson, pigeons. Have fun.
top of that, they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fraudulent companies set up, and they're sucking billions of dollars out of the state of Minnesota.
And how are they sucking billions of dollars out of the state of Minnesota?
Well, one example would be with the hundreds of child care facilities that they have set up.
He said they've been sucking billions out of the system, and over there on the couch was a sleeping, snoring, like just passed out Bill Clinton, and he said they were sucking it. Who is doing what? Let me get my saxophone and we can get down. Sorry, I'm sorry.
And on every one that I visited, and I've been to maybe 100 of them or more, I never, ever have seen one child at any facilities ever over the past 7 years, 8 years.
What are the businesses that are being used to fraud the taxpayer here in Minnesota? You have the daycares. What are all of them?
So you have, you have child care, you have adult daycare, you have in-home health care, you have straight health care, and nobody really knows how that's defined. And then you have
straight health care. Is that like gay health care but for straight people? How's that work? Like a ball doctor come over and actually check your balls? Like what's a straight? You know what? I think I'm thinking too far into this.
transportation, non-emergency medical transportation. And if you do a search, you'll see that the state of Minnesota says they have 1,020 non-emergency medical transportation companies. And my research is showing that 95% of those are Somali owned. And what I know is that the people writing the checks at the state of Minnesota never, ever, ever verify that any trip was ever made or that any appointment was ever made with a dentist, chiropractor, or anything.
And so these people are able to start these businesses and then immediately get funds from the government?
Yes, so interestingly that you bring up licensing, because another area of fraud that I exposed was all of these autism centers, because I would drive around the Twin Cities. I said, well, there's another autism center. I said, what's going on with all this autism? Is there something in the water? And then I started to look at, well, who owns these autism centers? And virtually 99% of them were owned by Somalis.
And is there an autism outbreak here in Minnesota right now?
There is not.
I got a turtle.
But to open an autism center, you do not need a license.
And so people are claiming their children are autistic to receive money from the government.
Yes.
And the government, underneath Tim Walz's leadership, they're not going in investigating and doing their due diligence to say, maybe we shouldn't give this company $1 million.
Well, so what's happening is there have been some sporadic inspections done at these facilities, and I have records of some of these inspections. And one inspection, they'll get 11 violations. A child care facility with 11 violations, that is bad. I mean, unsanitary conditions, broken furniture, no play area for the children. And so they write these things in their report, but then they never follow up to make sure. They never physically revisit the site to make sure that any of those violations are corrected. What they accept is documentation from the center that they've made the corrections.
So at the end of the day, they're able to violate certain guidelines, yet they still receive money somehow. How is there not somebody inside the state who's saying, okay, we're seeing this fraud happen, let's maybe not just continue to give money to these people?
Jesse, I have a turtle. I actually do. There's a video of him on my page, on my channel. I have a Russian tortoise. It's not a turtle, it's a tortoise. It's a land turtle. There's no water involved. But so it's not really it's my daughter's pet. She's into turtles too.
So you've probably heard the term Minnesota nice before.
Rebby, that's
which
not good.
Back in the old times, in the old days, it meant something. Now it's actually a curse upon us because the people here, the majority of the people, they're afraid of their own shadows. I'm an outcast because...
Hey, Rebby, that makes me think about something my dad always used to tell me, right? He's always used to tell me, like, look, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
I'm exposing this fraud. I'm telling the truth. My family has basically disowned me because of all of this fraud that I've uncovered, and I've been called a racist, an Islamophobe, a white supremacist, Nazi, all these things. And I said, look, everything that I talk about is verified. I have it in writing. I've gone to politicians. I've gone to Washington, D.C. over the years. I said, look, this fraud is out of control. This is approaching $100 billion. And now you see the U.S. attorney, they started with the Feeding Our Future, $250 million. I said, no, that's amateur hour. Then they said it's $1 billion. Now, just today, the U.S. attorney held a press conference and said the fraud is possibly as much as $18 billion, but we don't really know what period of time. And I'm telling you, it's way more than that. You have transportation, autism, childcare, daycare, healthcare. And nobody knows what's healthcare because they're not healthcare providers. So what is the healthcare? They have in-home healthcare.
And so what's the need, for example, for 1,200 transportation companies inside of Minnesota? What's the need for that many transportation?
Well, there isn't. There isn't. You're talking about getting a right. You already have services that are provided. You have Metro Mobility that offers free rides to seniors and low-income people. And so to have that many non-emergency medical transportation companies, it's not possible that they can transport that many people. I have been to many of these transportation companies and I've been time-stamping my photographs for a whole year at one facility in Minneapolis, and those vans in that parking lot have not moved 1 inch in an entire year. They're all still sitting there.
And so when you think about it, you have, with the transportation companies, you have the adult care centers. So are they working hand in hand together to then say, we're getting the services from them, the adult daycare centers, to then transport them to their appointments?
So my feeling is this transportation deal is kind of the belly of the beast because you also have these charter schools, and there's a school in North Minneapolis called Bonadier Academy.
Alex Electric Gaming, January 3rd, 1993. Go look it up. Just type in the YouTube, type in January 3rd, 1993 Buffalo Bills. Enjoy. That's the day I became a fan forever.
So that's K through 12. So that's 13 years, 13 classes, right? And they say they have 150 students. I found data that they have 136. So that's 10 people per class. If that's you, how is that possible? And they're getting somewhere around $20 to $30 million a year for what?
So 130 students, and they're receiving around $20 million.
Or more, yes.
A lot of these schools are.
Yes.
The fraud here is like exuberant amount of numbers. How about as to how much they're actually enabling to happen here? We went to a fraud committee, and you saw the people. I even confronted one of the ladies myself, and she started to blame the fraud and deflecting it upon how there's fraud everywhere. And she didn't take any accountability. She didn't take responsibility. In fact, she blamed Trump for the fraud that's been happening here inside of Minnesota.
Right. So Kristen Robbins is the chairwoman of the fraud committee, and she was attacked by that Democrat member you were just talking about for not telling that committee about all this fraud. Well, The law says
Horrible.
in
No,
Minnesota that
Carla,
if
it's
you are
wonderful.
an elected or public official
What a great game.
and you are aware of fraud or suspected fraud, it's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9, that you must report that fraud or suspected fraud immediately to the Office of the Legislative Auditor, the OLA, and then the OLA decides which law enforcement agency to refer the complaint to.
And they failed to do that.
No, Kristen Robbins did that. She said, I reported it to the OLA, and the Democrat, she had no idea how things work in Minnesota. She was just so enraged about all this fraud getting exposed.
Yeah, because they don't want to take accountability because the fraud is so blatant.
Them poor Oilers, they got
centers. There are no children anywhere.
Last Saturday, I was in front
Civil
of the
war
governor's
kicking
mansion,
off now in Caracas.
and I was attacked by 3 Somali men.
No shit.
It's on camera. I made a 911 call. Nobody came to help me.
Is there a live stream
the week
of it?
Before that, I fought off a knife attack. And these people are very
Is there
violent,
is there a stream
and
of
people are
it?
afraid of them. The police are even afraid of them. And the police chief is out there telling the public, if you see an ICE agent, call 911. I mean, it's insanity. It's just pure evil. I mean, it's
Mini on what platform?
Now,
On
let's talk about the
TikTok,
Somali
on
population,
YouTube?
Because,
Where?
for instance, you get attacked by 3 Somalians, the police don't come, they're told to call police if they see ICE. How come Somalians have been able to get such a strong foothold here inside of Minnesota, specifically here in Minneapolis?
The reason is that the Somali community is a closed community. What I mean by that is they do not talk to outsiders, and they are ruled with an iron fist by the Somali mafia. And one of those guys is the guy who just got convicted of $7.2 million of fraud, a unanimous jury verdict, and Judge Sarah West overturned the verdict. I couldn't believe it. That was my discovery of all that fraud. I'm the one who got that guy brought before the jury, and then they find him guilty, and they let him go. And now you have Keith Ellison who says he's going to appeal the verdict. Well, he's a Muslim. He's going to find a way to screw it up.
So even if they are committed for fraud, that guy, he's committed for how much?
7.2 is what the unanimous jury verdict, 7.2 million.
And then they just went ahead and released him.
The judge overturned the verdict. He's walking free as we speak, still collecting money from the state. And it's federal money too. So we need the feds to come in here because this is not all state money. There's federal money that's involved here, and it's way beyond anybody's imagination, the total amount. The state doesn't even know. The feds don't even know.
And so, for instance, why would that judge bow down to the head of the Somali mafia here?
What I can tell you is that it's a voting bloc, and what they say is if you do something to go against our community, we're going to vote for, and they all vote together, and there's ballot harvesting, I've seen them do it, that we're going to vote for your opponent unless you do what we tell you to do.
And so is it all purely for votes?
Yes.
And so this building right here, Cedar Riverside, major, massive apartment complex. How many Somalians do you think live in there, for instance?
Well, this is just one complex. You've got 20 more just like this around the Twin Cities, and they're all Somali. You're talking probably 100,000 or more people, and they're all living rent-free. They're driving a vehicle that you paid for. They're eating food that you paid for. Everything they do is something that you paid for.
And for instance, that entire block will then go and vote for one specific candidate.
They'll have one person go there and collect all the ballots, and nobody tracks. They could say they have 9 people living in an apartment. They're going to send them 9 ballots. And then they have someone who comes along, collects all the ballots, and they fill them out, and then they deliver them all to the ballot box or wherever they deliver them all at once. There's no verification. Nobody's doing anything to know if these people are even citizens that are voting.
And how well have they integrated into society here?
Not at all. It's either you do things their way or you're a racist or an Islamophobe and you will be attacked. My life's been threatened many times. I've had people tell me, just stop doing what you're doing. They're gonna take you out. And I can't do it because everybody says somebody ought to do something about that. I'm that somebody. I'm the guy who's doing something about it.
And what led you to want to do this, where you're so passionate about it, where you've done your own investigation? If you were working for the government, you'd be called a whistleblower. Thankfully, you're a whistleblower in your own way as far as you're coming out with the information, with the
What's up,
numbers, when we
Fiona?
went to all the daycare centers, you had the numbers specifically as to how much money these people have been receiving at these daycares.
Brandon, what's up?
And there wasn't a single daycare inside of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area that wasn't receiving at least $1 million.
Yeah, so we hit 3 of the top, and so when you're talking about money going to the daycare, we were looking just specifically at CCAP money, which is Child Care Assistance Payments. And the one daycare we went to on Chicago Avenue that said they had 102 children, they got $3.6 million in fiscal year 2025. And in 2024, they got $2.8 million. And how many kids did we see there? 0. In fact, we didn't see a single child at any of the child care facilities. And that's the way they all are every single day.
And I want to keep going in about how Somalia has gained such a stronghold of this area of Minnesota. They're building mosque block to block in St. Cloud. That's just about an hour away from Minneapolis. And here in Minneapolis and St. Paul and the Twin Cities, you have entire apartment complexes where there are not a single white Caucasian living inside.
Right.
And then you also have, I've heard in Rochester, it's pretty bad as well. But how did they come in and then expand to the point where they kicked out everybody from a college area to where the point where they have now the apartment complex? How have they expanded so much here inside of Twin Cities areas?
It's because they all stick together. They all sing the racist Islamophobe mantra over and over and over. They'll lie, they'll say you assaulted them, they'll do all these things until eventually they force people out. Right up the road from us is Palmer's Bar. It opened in 1906. I used to go there because you could drink when you were underage, and I went to the U of M, so hey, you could have a beer. And that place was legendary, and what happened was the residents who live in that building right behind us filed so many false reports against patrons of that bar and the bar itself that the city went to the owners of Palmer's Bar and said, look, you either shut down voluntarily or we're going to drag you through and we're going to make you spend a lot of money and we're still going to shut you down. So that bar has been shut down, and now they're going to turn it into what? Another mosque.
So they push out.
So yeah, I just verified that they shot down their own fucking drones, guys. Jesus, dude.
What used to be Minnesota staples, such as Palmer's Bar, and now that bar is turning into a mosque.
There's a mansion over on 24th and Park Avenue, historic building. They bought that, they're turning that into a mosque. They're building another brand new mosque not far away. And it's like when you're in a dream and there's something really bad happening to you and you're screaming and all these people are walking by and nobody hears you. That's what I live every day. That's my life every day. But I'm committed to doing what I can to end this. I just want it to stop.
And how have you seen the weaponization of the word racist and Islamophobe take power here?
It's incredibly powerful, and all I can describe it as evil. It is an evil that has taken hold here, and it's permeated all of our society. And the people in Minnesota, they just want to stick their head in the sand and pretend it doesn't. Somebody will do something about it. They don't have to do anything, or it's not going to affect them, and they don't. In their mind, they want to redecorate the upstairs bedroom when there's a massive crack in the foundation that's allowing all this water and dirt and everything to get in there, and they're worried about the upstairs bedroom. It's insanity.
And real quick break from the interview to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video, Opus Clip. What used to just be an AI editor has now become the most powerful AI growth tool for creators and businesses. Over 10 million creators and businesses have started to use Opus Clip, and it's helped them gain over 60 billion views. It's super simple to use. All you do is you upload a YouTube video or upload a video into Opus Clip, and it'll come out tons of viral videos for you to then choose from. I even had my friend start using Opus, and he had just around 100 followers, and within a few videos, he was able to get a video to 30,000 views. And Opus Clip just came out their new AI Editor 3.0 that comes with smarter auto framing, better virality scoring, and new captions. I personally love Opus because it helps me reformat my content for all platforms, whether it be Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, you name it, you can go and use Opus Clip. And for you guys watching this video, Opus is gonna hook you guys up with a sweet deal. You'll get 1 week free and 3 months at 50% off. All you have to do is go to the link in the description of this video or the pinned comment down below and use code Nick Shirley, and now let's get back into the interview. And did you ever think this would happen to your town?
Never.
And when did it start to happen?
I first started to notice the tenets of this going back more than 20 years ago. And I started to say, what's going on here? And then I found out how a lot of these Somalis were getting to Minnesota. And let me tell you, they weren't going through customs like you have to. They weren't. So I'll leave it at that.
Ramsey, you want to laugh with the rest of us, Ramsey? Because we already figured all that shit out. Ramsey, check this out. They shot down their own fucking drones.
And then where did the bus bring them? Right there, to Cedar Riverside. That was the hub of Somali, their foothold in Minneapolis. And then Omar Jamal stood in a corner in downtown Minneapolis, got to be 15, 20 years ago, and he said, we're planting our flag right here.
Yeah.
This is going to be Somali World Headquarters outside of Somalia, Minneapolis. And don't you know, the state flag of Minnesota was changed from this beautiful historic flag to the flag that is almost exactly the same as the flag of Somalia.
Thank you for noticing. Thank you very much.
Racist. Yeah, it was a farmer with a plow horse. That's racist. Why? Because it's somebody working? That's racism.
Tim Walz, he's an interesting man. He's enabled a lot of this fraud to happen underneath him. Was the fraud happening before Tim Walz as well?
Well, likely yes, it was, because he's going for his third term as governor. So Tim Walz is from Nebraska. He was a teacher. He lied about getting a Nebraska Chamber of Commerce award. He lied about his military service. Everybody knows. And he's scared to death now that this fraud has been exposed, and he's scrambling. And he has a press conference on gun control. But what do you gun control? You got $100 billion of fraud. You're going to talk about people not walking around with machine guns? I mean, what is this? The 1920s?
And inside these apartment complexes, not just Cedar Riverside, how do they force? Because this one right here, you only see Somalians. How do they force any other race, white, Asian, black, Mexican, how do they make it so that these apartment complexes are only their apartment complexes?
So there are a couple of ways they do it. One is to incessantly harass any non-Somali tenant so that they have to move out, or they file false complaints, multiple complaints against someone until they're evicted. The city will come in, if it's a city-owned building, if it's income housing, and they'll evict that person, and then the Somali moves in. And that's how they've been doing it all around the Twin Cities. Folks, I'm just telling you, as bad as you think it is, it's 10 times worse. You'll never see anything like this. If you went to any country around the world, you'll never see anything as bad as it is right here in Minneapolis.
So for instance, say I were to move inside and got myself an apartment over in Cedar Riverside, and I started listening to music
how far do you live from Minneapolis? Hours. How many hours?
And somebody next door had a baby. And they said that was just too much a noise complaint. Would they call you a racist, or how would they get you out of the apartment?
Yeah, they would say you harassed them, you threatened them, you assaulted them. It's something that their mindset is that they don't care as long as they can get their way. They don't care what happens to anybody else who's not a Somali. And they have warring factions within the Somali community, because this is such a cash grab that they're fighting them. There are factions within the Somali community that are fighting amongst each other.
So do you think right now in Somalia, people know if they make their way to Minnesota, they'll be able to get $1 million?
Absolutely. Everyone knows it's wide open. It's the Wild West.
Because I say $1 million because every place we went to,
Peppermint Patty, thank you so much. That's really nice.
Above $1 million. Like, it's not just like a $500,000. It's not just what would be a great salary of $60,000 to $100,000 for a single person. It's literally millions of dollars. It's not a joke when you say that these people are becoming millionaires just from getting money from the government.
So think about it. You get up and you go to work every day and you make $50,000, $60,000, and you work like crazy. Some of you work two jobs, 3 jobs. They're not working at all. And they're getting new free cars, free housing, free food, everything. It's completely out of control here. I need the federal government to come in here and put a stop to this, because the political will in Minnesota is not here to do it.
And because that money that they receive what are they? Are they grants? Are they relief? What are the money that they get? What do they label that as?
Well, so Interesting you brought up grants because that's a whole nother, so they have a thing called Minnesota Deeds, DEEDS grants. And I looked at the list of grants that were just issued this year, and they're about 75% Somali owned. So those are more money they're just giving them, and they're not even tracking what's being done with the money. They fill out a form saying, we're gonna use it for this. Nobody follows up. So you've got childcare, you've got...
Somebody asked me the other day if I was bald because I always wear hats. No, I got hair. I got a full head of hair too. Look, I got nice hair. I just like to wear hats. I've been wearing hats since 1990 some shit.
Transportation.
But what are those? What's that money labeled underneath as? When it, say, for instance, when $1 million is sent to a child care, is that money labeled as a, what would it be?
Well, it's a number of things. It's CCAP, which is child care assistance payments. It's SNAP benefits. It's learning. So they separate it as learning. So we're learning. So we're not just a child care. We're teaching them something. So there are all these separate payments that are going in. So there's no one label because it's coming in from all these for all these different things, but it's all coming from the Department of Human Services.
And so with that money, say they get the $1 million into the daycare, will they have to pay taxes on that million?
McGinnis, I had to move first, but now I'm moved. I'm on a short waiting list. They didn't have any more at the place I went to, but they said they should have one by the beginning of the year. And that would be now. So I should be getting one here in the next couple days. Couple days. I'll let you know.
$1 million? Or is that tax-free money?
Well, so what's funny is that KSTP just came out and published a story that said Somalis are the economic engine that's driving Minnesota. That they
you didn't win no damn hat.
They paid $76 million or something in taxes. I just laughed. I said, what? They're an economic benefit to Minnesota? But that's what I'm fighting every day as a media.
Okay, McGinnis.
Is
I will.
Completely on the Somali side. And I don't understand why people have this mindset. It's evil. We're trying to fix our state. And you look at the long game on this, you say, well, what is the end result of this? The end result of this is that this becomes Somalia.
I mean, they already planted their flag here, essentially.
They literally have planted their flag at the Capitol. It's a flag of Somalia, literally.
But do they pay taxes on that money they receive from the government when they get sent to their daycare, when they get sent to their adult daycare, when they get sent to their transportation companies?
They're paying a different rate.
I'll wear that bitch. I'll wear that hat.
And
McGinnis.
a lot of it is being
Send
redirected.
me that. I'll wear
so
that.
there's stories that they're funding Al-Shabaab.
McGinnis, I will wear the Make Australia Great Again hat in fucking Texas. I will wear that bitch.
And so this money typically doesn't go directly back to Somalia, the money they send back. They'll send it through Saudi Arabia, they'll send it through Kenya, because then it's not a direct link from the Somalis here back to Somalia, so they're routing it through a third party.
So that's a whole different thing about them funding Al-Shabaab and terrorist organizations. But I want to get to my point. It's like, is that money that they are getting from the government, will they eventually pay tax on that, or is that just tax-free money essentially?
I don't know. I can't get any of the tax records from the state.
Because, for instance, if me or you make $1 million, we're going to be given 40% back to the hands of the government. At least
if you
40%.
live here, you're going to pay probably 50%.
Yeah. So
yeah,
if they get $1 million, none of they aren't getting taxed on that, most likely, especially if it's as just a loan, not even a loan. It's just money that they're giving to the daycare to take care of. It's like,
it's not
government benefit.
To my understanding, it's
hey,
not
like and subscribe. Thank you.
Income.
Love you.
Yeah.
Because it's an assistance payment.
And so that's why they are doing all these businesses that are based off of assistance for daycare, for adult daycare, for transportation, because they're getting money for these companies. You can label them as assistance versus being for profit.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Yo, I want a boomerang.
Let's talk about Al-Shabaab and the money that's being allegedly sent to these terrorist organizations in Somalia. Spoke to a man who he's also with.
I want a boomerang, but I will never use it. You know why I'll never use a boomerang? There's only one reason. Because I have bad luck with shit like that. And I will never see that motherfucker again after I throw it. Vegemite, you can keep that shit to yourself. Oof. Oof.
who used to work for the police department inside of the airport. He said every single week, literally.
Vegemite, Polly, is Australia's version of I can't believe it's not butter. Their shit is I can't believe it's. Well, you would have to eat it to it's like a fruit cake, but then it's meat, but it's not meat. But then it's like spongy, like pound cake, but then it's like glossy.
Millions of dollars worth of cash would be funneled through the airport, through TSA here in Minnesota, at the Minneapolis airport. How are they moving the money from Minnesota, from the taxpayer of Minnesota, back into these Somalian-run businesses, into the hands of people like Al-Shabaab, who are linked with Al-Qaeda?
So anyone who travels knows that if you have over $10,000 in cash, you're going to...
When you say that, McGinnis, do you say vitamin? Do you say it's vitamin B? Or you talk normal? You say it's vitamin? Or a vitamin? Well, we'll say vitamin is number 1, vitamin is number 2. Which one you say? Number 1 or number 2? Vitamin or vitamin? Because I live in Texas. It's vitamin here.
Going to get stopped by TSA, and they're going to want to know, where did this money come from?
Vitamin.
And if you're a couple traveling together, they're going to combine the money that you're carrying and say, okay, what is the total amount that you're carrying? And I talked with a TSA agent who worked at the Minneapolis airport, and there was a Somali man who came through with 2 suitcases. And he put on his declaration.
Hey, there's another word. I want you to tell me how you say it. Oh, fucking Rebby. How about aluminium? Do you say aluminium?
That he had $750,000 in cash. And so the TSA agent said, whoa, wait a minute here. And so they took him to a secure room. They opened up the suitcases. Sure enough, $750,000 in cash. And so she called the police. The police came, and then the officer said, well, I've never had this before. This is such a large amount of money. He said, where'd this money come from? The guy said, I don't have to tell you, I don't know. And so he called his superior, and the superior said, okay, I got to make a call and get back to you. And then he called him back and said, you got to let him go, because he declared the money. He goes, no, we can't let it. So they're not even verifying where these funds came from. And so how deep does this go? How many people are involved? How bad is this?
Yeah, because I mean, how does somebody acquire $750 in cash? For instance, you can't even go to the bank right now and ask them for $100,000. You'd have to go through a big process to get that much money in cash. The only way that they could be acquiring this much money is through running a daycare, for instance, where they're literally receiving anywhere from $1 million to $3 million.
And so one thing to keep in mind is that Somalis will not pay tax, because tax is something that is reserved for them to impose on others. So they will not pay tax. So when they're buying these $1 million homes and these brand new SUVs and going to Costco and loading up their carts, they're paying with cash, or they're using their EBT card, which is typically loaded with $5,000 a month. So on top of, it's like pouring syrup on top of chocolate. I mean, where does it stop?
So they're using cash instead of like a card, for instance, through Chase Bank.
Well, so they're walking into car dealerships with $100,000 in cash, 120. Here you go, I'll give cash. And these dealers are supposed to be reporting that to the IRS because it's more than $10,000, and they have to track where the money came from. And they haven't been doing that because why? And the guy's going to walk in and give me cash, and of course I'm going to take it. So there are a lot of people who are complicit in this fraud, and there are a lot of people who are going to be called to answer for what they've done.
Now let's talk about people like Ilan Omar and her influence here on the Somalian community. What influence does she have on what happens here?
Well, she's a key reason that we have so many Somalis here. She was a big proponent of drawing them in because once she realized how loose the regulations were here on all of this money, this welfare money, this assistance payments, she started bringing the Somalis in, and they came in from all around the country.
Colleen says, hey, everybody, I need some prayers right now. My daughter just called me and said her father, my ex, has a brain aneurysm. brain bleed. Believed all of a sudden, and he is in surgery. Well, we'll be praying for him, Colleen. Yeah, y'all want to know the drama with my ex? I can tell you that right now. Hold on, let me close my door. Hold on. So, hold on. I had a meme happen to me. Colleen, very sorry to hear that. He was driving his truck through Redding, California, throwing up, headache, asking for help from the street, and they said he had a brain bleed. Wow. We'll be praying for him, Colleen. So I had a meme happen to me. So I had a something told me to wish a certain ex of mine, which happens to be my kid's mom, a happy new year. And I texted her on January 1st, and it came back undeliverable. What the fuck does that mean? Undeliverable. So then my phone rang at 8 p.m. January 1st, 4 days ago. And it said, there's an inmate calling you from Harris County Jail. And then it said her name and her voice. And I said, oh my God. What would you do if your ex called you from jail? That shit happened to me. I'm a nice guy though. So apparently I was the only number that she could remember. I believe her. She begged me and asked me to help her and contact her family and let them know that she was there. No, Mom Delani, I didn't know it. It came up as a weird number. I didn't know who it was. And I'm in a business aside from the streaming thing where I have to answer my phone whenever that happens. If some weird number calls, I have to answer. So I did that. I texted her mom because I'm that kind of guy. And it's not like it's like a random ex of mine. It's like my kid's mom, you know? So I texted her mom, let her know. And she got a DUI. I'll tell you her business because she doesn't watch my stream and has no way of watching it. So yeah, but you girls are vengeful. We're not like that. So she, right. So apparently she got kind of beat up by somebody that she was seeing, blah, 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 blah. Ended up having a bad car incident because of it and got put in jail. Got out of jail, went home. Everything was fine. Something told me earlier today, you should call her and just check and make sure everything's copacetic. I know what I'm doing, guys. My dad used to say something to me all the time. You get more with honey than you do with the vinegar. You understand what I'm saying? In the coming months and years, if it ever comes up that I am not a good guy, that I am an asshole, that I would never do anything to help anyone, I can now recall the events of the last 5 days and shove it down their fucking throats. I'm not nice. I'm sneaky. That's not the same fucking thing. I'm not nice. I didn't do it for her. I did it for me. Well, I called today to check on her. And I said, hello, Miss Ma'am. Something told me to call you and say hi. How you doing? I'm in the hospital. Why are you in the hospital? Because he bashed a rock into the side of my head. And now you know why I am forever single. I will fucking pass. I have bad luck with women. I guess I have bad taste. I don't think I have bad taste, but I have bad luck for sure. And so, yeah, that's my quick story. Sorry to cut this off. I know you're not here for my own personal monologue crap, but I just thought that would be entertaining. I was going to tell you, Polly, but I figured I would tell everybody all at one time. So I've been trying to help the best I can. I mean, I'm not giving any money. I'm not giving any sort of open door situation happen. No. However, I need you to understand something. I did it for me. I did. I did it for me. I helped her, not to help her, but that so I could lean the fuck on that later if I need to. Karma is a bitch, and sometimes people are like, "Oh, don't do that. That's karma. It's going to come back on you." No. Sometimes what you do to someone is their karma coming back to them, and you have just been chosen as the fucking instrument of destruction. Karma's got to come from somewhere. That in that regard, that means like the karma would never stop. I get karma, and then you get karma for paying me back for my karma, and then your karma is paid back by somebody else, but then they get paid back for giving you your karma. No. Absolutely not. And she got court Thursday. And guys, think about this. Think about who I brag about all the time, who is a judge in my city. And guess which judge she's going in front of? Take a wild guess. Yeah. Think about that shit. She's going in front of Judge David Fleischer, the bow tie judge. Yep, Fleischer. Karma will find you. Yep. That's why I try to do nice, good things. Look, if you notice, I'm not very friendly with certain people, but I try my best to treat everyone with respect and integrity until they give me a reason not to. I am absolutely 100% never been married, Mom Talani, so my last name has nothing to do with her. Also, she is not liberal. She is based and MAGA as fuck. She just also happens to be a fucking moron. I can say that because she's not watching my stream. She's in a hospital bed right now, literally right now. So, whatever. And nobody's gonna go through this shit and clip it and send it. You know what's funny? All of you guys have seen my ex, my kid's mom. You've all seen her. She's the girl that comes to the ring with me during my wrestling intro. Sometimes she's blonde, sometimes she's got brown hair. Same girl. Ain't that some shit? Yep, I had a kid with another wrestler. Isn't that weird? That's weird to say that, huh?
So not only were they coming from Somalia, they were coming from Texas and Florida and New York and everywhere else, because the word went out, you got to come to Minnesota because it's open season here. And so that's why, and they're still coming here and they're still gonna get money. And so
I don't think so. I don't want nothing to do with court, man. I can't tell you guys. I cannot. I can't tell you, not because it's private information, but how can I put this? If I told you that right now, being on YouTube, if I told you the details of what went down and how a certain person behaved and acted in jail, I'd lose my channel.
Ilhan Omar is...
It's that bad.
She's the godmother of the Somalis.
And so whatever she says goes.
Yes.
And you keep referring that Somalians don't move alone. If one of them moves, 10 of them move.
Yes.
So that's how they're able to multiply.
Why'd she get hit by a rock? Because she's dating somebody that's psychotic that keeps trying to kill her. That's why. Not me. Not me. I mean, X. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not a jealous person, guys. I don't give a fuck. We've been split up for almost 7 years now, so it's not like it was yesterday. Yeah. Not my problem. Not my face. Not my rock. Doesn't matter.
Hit almost compound here as far as their populations.
And so the idea is that they want to repopulate as quickly as possible. So that's why all these Muslim women you see, they're always pregnant all the time. Because when you have all these children, now you could start to overtake a city, a society, and now you run for school board, you run for office. We had a Somali guy, I couldn't believe he didn't get elected mayor of Minneapolis, but Jacob Fry, who was elected mayor, he's even worse. He bows down to the Somalis, he tries to speak their language. It's embarrassing.
And so these Somalis, they're Muslims, and Muslims are able to have 4 wives. And
yes.
They're able to have, I don't know, I doubt there's a cap to how many kids you can have, but by having 4 wives, you're able to have more kids than a person with just 1 wife.
Yes.
And so obviously they're going to multiply and compound inside of Minnesota. So who knows what Minnesota will look like in 50 years from now.
If this doesn't stop, Minnesota's done. It will be Somalia.
Like, we know the fraud attracted them, but initially what attracted them to come here? Because a lot of them came underneath Obama with what was happening in Somalia. A lot of refugees were taken into the United States. What attracted them to come straight to Minnesota? It's freezing up here.
I think part of the reason was that the churches, especially the Lutheran Church, got involved with bringing over a lot of refugees, and it started back with the Hmong population, which was very large in St. Paul, and I was happy to have them here. They worked, they opened businesses, they were good community members, they were good citizens. And so I think they leaned on the churches to say, hey, we need to bring these people over because they're refugees, they're fleeing conflict. What conflict? I mean, they're always at conflict. They're tribal people, they're always at war. Bringing them over here doesn't cure that. All it does is bring those problems over here.
When they were initially brought over, did you think, as they were initially brought over as refugees, was there a plan for them to eventually go back to Somalia?
No, I think the plan was
Nico.
that once they got here,
Jesus is my rock.
They had their hand out, and the state started putting money in. They said, I'm not going anywhere. And you're right, they hate the cold weather because it gets really cold here. But when you're getting $1 million a year, you can live through the winter.
And Trump, in a press conference, he was talking about how all they do is complain. He said the word bitch, all they do is bitch, and they complain. If they're coming from paradise, then they could complain, but they're coming from garbage, is what Trump said, and they're then complaining. How come you think some people that fled a place that was so horrible?
Hey, McGinnis, just this is nobody else listened to this. This is only for you, bro. I went on a date with someone a long, like 20 years ago, and she just happened to have tickets for No Doubt that were front row for that night. And so like I did not even know this until like halfway through the dinner. She's like, yeah, so I don't know what you had planned, but I have these tickets. Do you want to go see No Doubt? We were front row, and Gwen Stefani was like 1 foot away from me and stripped like all the way down to her thong and like basically her like underwear. But she just stripped like 1 foot, like right on stage. It was the most amazing. And then think about where I was at, right? No Doubt. There was like 200 girls wearing like hardly anything, jumping up and down all around me. it was fucking amazing. It was fantastic. It was just absolutely phenomenal.
Now come here to the United States and they continue to complain and play victim to the point where they call, if you don't support what they're doing, they call you an Islamophobe, or they call you racist, to the point where eventually everyone's kicked out of an apartment complex and it's full of just one race. Doesn't that make them racist?
I can tell you why they do it. Because, so what is the penalty for a Muslim who leaves the Islamic faith?
Death.
That's the penalty.
Death.
And so the idea of Islam is that the world is theirs, that we're invaders, that we don't have a right to anything, that Allah has created the world for them, and they're going to take it back. So there's a word in Islam called taqiyya, and it's a word that allows
that word.
Muslims to
lie,
steal, cheat, do whatever they have to.
Guys, did you hear that? Let's back this up. There's a word in Islam. It's called taqiyya. Taqiyya. It means that they have the ability and the right, governed by their law and their God, to lie to us. Taqiyya.
Invaders, that we don't have a right to anything, that Allah has created the world for them, and they're going to take it back. So there's a word.
Not taquito. That's some Whataburger breakfast taco. Don't be fucking stupid. No. Taqiyya. Taqiyya. All vowels. Taqiyya.
In Islam called taqiyya, and it's a word that allows Muslims to lie, steal, cheat, do whatever they have to in order to further their goal of a world caliphate.
And one of those examples I've seen personally is you go up to one of them and you ask if they speak English, and they'll say no. They'll even say they speak French instead.
That's another area of fraud. Thank you for bringing that up. So
they use that as a way to not speak with you, to pretty much not integrate, and then they complain that people can't communicate with them.
Right.
Well, like yesterday at Walmart, I couldn't even speak with the lady who was checking us out because she wasn't speaking English, and I had to put in my phone what I needed so that way she could read it and then take me to where I needed to go.
So this dovetails into yet another area of fraud, and that is the interpreter services. So when a Somali goes to the doctor, magically they forgot how to speak English, so they needed an interpreter there. So the county brings in an interpreter at $100 an hour, minimum 8 hours, to interpret what the doctor is telling the patient.
So that's another layer of fraud that nobody's even talked about or revealed.
And it's millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars all on its own.
I just got myself some good fucking information. Tequila makes me naked. Check. Noted. Tequila makes my clothes fall off. Oh, you are the last person that should have said that shit, girl. Fine ass. Okay. Noted. Who else? I got tequila, and then I got taquitos for the morning. What's up? Yeah. Hence, Rebby and Polly and fuck around and find out. We're gonna have a tequila Jose. You know what? You ladies are high class. I'm gonna get the Don Julio, the white Blanco Don Julio. Oh yeah, that's how you wake up pregnant. Oh yeah, I didn't do it.
Interpreter services.
Yeah, because what percentage do you think of these people, especially if they were born here in the United States, they speak English, right? Like
of course they do.
They should not be saying no English.
How you doing?
And then remember, the interpreter has to get to the doctor's office or the hospital. How are they getting there? The transportation company, and then they got to get back home.
Coffee is my preferred
drink. To
drink.
the doctor's office. How?
Coffee or energy drinks.
Kids got to get to school. How? Transportation.
Or like a big cup of success. I like to drink that shit. I haven't been, guys, I know a lot of you know this. Some of you are fairly new to me. You may not know this. Climatics does not drink alcohol. I have not, and it's not that I had a problem with it. I'm not an alcoholic. I never had a situation where I felt like I had to drink or I even wanted to drink, really. Not really my type of thing. Carla, I bet you are a Patron girl. Not really my type of thing. I used to drink. You had that liquor that you can't even say it because you like throw up a little bit in your mouth. It's like most people is tequila. Mine is. I'm gonna throw up. Goldschlager. The God, Goldschlager. I'm gonna die. So I haven't been drunk in. Now, I might have had a glass of wine with dinner and I'll drink half of it. I don't care what you think of me. I might have like a fruity margarita or like a daiquiri or some bullshit. You know, I might like, because I don't have a problem with alcohol. So I can like have like 3/4 of a beer at a pool hall and be content, right? But the last time I've actually been drunk, let me see here. What year is it? 2026? Maybe 23, maybe 24 years, 23 or 24 years since like 2002, 2003-ish, something like that. Ugh.
That's why I said the transportation is the hub of really, I think, all of this.
So basically what we're talking about between all
If Tommy goes live, let me know, guys.
The daycare, the autism centers, the adult daycare, the home services.
Fun fact. I'll tell you where I was last drunk at. I remember. I know exactly where I was last drunk at. Outside in Austin, Texas, in the park at an outside Insane Clown Posse concert. I've lived a fucking crazy ass life.
And then the transportation, and then on top of that, you have it looped in with them going eventually to the doctors for translators to be paid by the state.
That's exactly what's happening, yes. The county or the state is paying for an interpreter or translator every time they go. And when they go to have a baby, they don't speak English, so the translator will sit there, and if they're there for more than 8 hours,
I didn't know these people then, so
another 8
no.
hours, so it's 16 hours as a minimum.
Bimini, I didn't know these people before like October of last year, so I've only known them for a couple months. I went with a girl named, what was her stupid ass name? She had big ass knockers. What was her fucking dumb name? Oh, like the hurricane. She was another hurricane chick. Her name was Katrina. Yep. Big old huge knocker, Katrina. Yep. Dumb bitch.
So they've chosen, quite frankly, the most perfect
I match energy. She's a liberal fuck. You would hate her.
Look, I have to give them credit for being clever enough to stay together and do all this. My big issue
is he doing
is
a
with
space?
People at the state of Minnesota who keep
at 7
these checks
really
over and over and over. So there's not one check that got written by accident. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of checks, millions of checks, and maybe $100 billion in fraud that they sent out, and they never bothered to find out how the money was being spent.
And do these people, for instance, if they're having a baby, are they paying to have that baby? What happens if they can't pay the doctor?
They don't pay for anything. The healthcare is all covered. Housing's covered.
Did you guys like my
everything?
Hey,
food, everything.
Hey, Carla, did you like my short? The short that I made, it's pinned. Did y'all watch my short? You have to watch it. I worked really hard on it. It's an informative short. You're gonna really like it. I think Prank liked it, and he doesn't like shit.
Like you're saying, everything's in cash. Are they then able to apply for SNAP benefits and for welfare and stuff like that?
Yes.
Because if you don't have cash,
they're showing zero income.
They're showing zero income.
Yes.
So, like for instance, the lady's working at a daycare.
Oh, thanks,
they're
Mickey Mo.
Not getting
Mickey
paid.
Mo.
Not getting paid on paper, and they're just filing for welfare.
Right. So what happens is you have payments from the federal government, you have payments from the state, you have payments from the county they're in, and you have payments from the city they live in So all those things, that's why I said this is 100 billion. It could be 200 billion. It's such a big number. I just, you can't wrap your mind around it. It's like, how did this happen?
You can't really blame the Somalians, because if you were in the same position, you'd probably do the exact same thing. Because you're hearing everyone receive millions of dollars, and that's why you need to really focus on the corrupt politicians that are inside of the Capitol that are allowing this to happen.
I blame the politicians for allowing this to happen.
And then the Somalians, it's morally wrong for them to be doing this, to be frauding the people.
Well, again, it's not because Turkey allows them to do this because it furthers their goal of a world caliphate. I mean, that's the bottom line. That's what they're after.
So by enabling them to, they're able to justify this morally, because if they receive all this money, they have all this stuff, they have a good base, they can then continue to grow Islam.
Right, and so what's really sad from my perspective is Franklin Avenue here in Minneapolis was always very heavily American Indian occupied. The Indian health boards there, their opportunity centers there, their community centers there. The sidewalks even have Native American symbols in them as you go along, in the concrete as you go along, and that area has been totally co-opted by the Somalis.
It's a Somali takeover, like, quite frankly.
And so they're spreading out Minneapolis, St. Paul, St. Cloud, Rochester, Owatonna. It's going throughout the entire state of Minnesota. I'm waiting for them to really take over Duluth. They haven't done that yet, but they're up there.
And when we're talking about Islam as well, because that's intertwined with the Somalians, because the majority of them are members of Islam. They're
Every
Muslim.
one of them.
How much are you seeing Islam grow here, the influence of Islam and the Quran? How are you seeing people convert as well?
Well, so when someone becomes a Muslim, let's say they're Catholic or Lutheran or whatever, and they become a Muslim, the Muslims use the term revert. They don't say convert, they revert, because they say, well, everybody should have been Muslim, and if you weren't, you were going down the wrong path. Now that you've become a Muslim, you reverted back to where you should have been all along.
And are you seeing a lot of people convert to Islam?
I hear stories. I mean, I don't know of anyone personally who would do it, but it's ironic that there's snow out there, because this is like this giant snowball that's rolling downhill. And I feel like I'm the only one here trying to stop it. I'm going, you help, help, help. And it's just
insane.
It's insane.
And let's get into some of the paperwork you have about the fraud. You have all the paperwork. You've done your own internal investigation. You even came up with charts.
Well, we can start with one of the child care facilities that we visited was called Mako Child Care, M-A-K-O. Well, interestingly, there are two child care facilities located at that same address. There's Mako Child Care, and there's another one called Mini Child Care. And between the two of them, over the last 3 years, they've gotten about $8 million in 3 years between the two child care. And I've been by that place literally 300 times, and I never, ever, ever have seen a single child there. In fact, I've never seen a single child at any of these child care facilities.
And that's just one example. That's
one.
So two child care companies in the same building.
Yes. And then we have another example here. There was a daycare called Creative Minds Daycare, and they had so many violations. This is how bad this place was. So many violations that the state of Minnesota actually said, no, you guys, you can't. So they still got, in fiscal year 2025, they got $2.45 million, even though they had all these violations. So they shut down Creative Minds and they reopened the next.
Oh my God, I have to show you something that I just saw. You guys, I'm so happy that all of you are here to see this with me. You are going to laugh. Hey, ladies, all of you, you're all about to laugh your tits off. Off. Rebby, off.
Next day under a new license, and they called it Super Kids Daycare Center. But they still have their they happen so fast, they still have the Creative Minds daycare sign on the building.
Let's keep going. So for just there alone, we've uncovered $11 million worth of fraud in 3 daycares.
So then there was another facility that has, my records show that they had 4 child care facilities in there, but I think the number when I actually went there was 7. And one of them was called Minnesota Child Care, and they claimed to have 102.
Prepare yourselves, ladies. Off. Yes, you too, fine ass. I don't know what your name is. Fuck around and find out. I don't know. Yeah, you too. Off. Tits up. I can't play the music.
All right. Kids that are at childcare every single day. And I said, well, I mean, how is this 102 kids? That's a lot of kids. And they got 3.6 million in fiscal year 2025, and they had no kids. No
What
kids.
song is it? I could play it for 2 seconds.
In fact, none of the child care and those, in fact, some of them don't even answer that there was nobody there. And they're still getting millions of dollars. Nobody is bothering to follow up. Even if they find violations, they're not going back. So for a place to shut down, it was so bad. They said, well, we better shut down. But then they reopened the next day under a new license. Same place. 3801 Portland Avenue in Minneapolis.
And let's go through some of these numbers you have. Let's go through some more of them, because I think the numbers are horrific, quite honestly, because people like me and you, we work extremely hard, whether it be through YouTube or whatever business you're in. We work really hard for our dollar, and so do everyone watching this video, whether you're working at McDonald's or if you're working at Charles Schwab.
Okay.
You're working hard, and so these people are literally making millions of dollars just by opening up daycare. So let's go through the number as to how much fraud and how much money these daycares and other companies are making.
Well, I don't have numbers for all the child care centers because there are so many of them that I can't even get all the data from the state of Minnesota. It's not even on there. So I'll go, some of these places aren't even registered with the state of Minnesota, but I know they're getting money because they're brand new BMWs in the parking lot. So this one in St. Paul at 1048 Aurora Avenue called Aurora Child Care, it is this awful, it used to be like a woodworking store. It's a tiny little building with no parking, and they say that they have 106 kids. 106 kids in fiscal year 2025, which is July to June in Minnesota, so July of 2024 to June 2025, they got $3.1 million. How many kids do you think there were there? I went there 5 times. 0. I went there in the morning, I went there in the afternoon, I went there in the evening. There were no kids there at all. That's Aurora. Diamond Daycare, 460 Lexington Parkway North in St. Paul. They say that
Do the
they
poll.
have,
Do the poll. Do the poll. Do the poll. Help me. Help me.
97 kid
Do the poll.
capacity for 97 children. 97. 97. This place is tiny. It's like a 10 by 10 building. They got 1.5 million in fiscal year 2025, and they have no kids. None.
Yeah, there's no kids inside the daycare.
No kids. No
Let's
kids.
keep going.
Here's another one. Sweet Angel.
Oh, we love Sweet Angel. We went to
Sweet Angel.
We paid him a nice little visit.
Yeah, we went to Sweet Angel. So Sweet Angel Child Care, 27.
So guys, so here's the thing, just so you know, just so you can, maybe I have to redo this poll, but Tommy's not going out tonight. He's doing an X space. I cannot put the space on YouTube because he's going to say certain things, you know, certain people or certain other types of people that I can't put on there. So we either stay here and watch more videos and quit early, or we close the YouTube stream in about 10 minutes and switch over to Rumble, and we just do the X space until they're done later on to later this evening. So yep, Rumble, I will get you a link to my Rumble stream. If you don't know what Rumble is like YouTube. It's free. There's no money involved in this, guys. You do not have to be a member or sign up or be subscribed or any of that crap. You could just literally click the link and go. Here is the link, and I will replace the pinned link at the top. So now the link at the top of the chat is my Rumble stream. We're live on Rumble right now. You can literally click that and go over there and just start watching it now. And so then we'll go over following you on Rumble. Sweet. Jank, cool. Blade Koga, what's up? Yeah. Tommy is older news, yet here you are watching the show with Tommy. Okay. So we'll finish
40
this.
Minnehaha Avenue,
and then we'll
Suite
go over to the
156.
space with Tommy.
Again, a tiny facility, and they said they have 74 children. 74. So they're not 100. There's 74 kids. And they got 1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. They got to step up their game. They should be at like 2.5 million, right? How many kids did we see there? 0. And what's weird about these child care facilities is all the windows are covered, and a lot of the time nobody answers the doors. And even if they do, they yell at you, they scream at you. They're very violent people. Then we went to the Learning Center where they had the sign misspelled.
And what's interesting, when you go to these child daycare centers, all of the windows are completely blacked out. The doors are locked. What's the door doing locked if you need to bring your child into a daycare? Doors are completely locked. The windows are completely blocked out.
Oh yeah,
Even, like,
I forgot. Also, another benefit of Rumble is Polly pulls her tits out. It's dark Polly season, and you're all in trouble. There's gonna be fucking freckles and shit everywhere.
Nice aesthetically looking buildings. These look like they're industrial buildings for warehouses.
Every single childcare that I've been to has been in an industrial or commercial building with no play area for the kids, or some of them have some ramshackle novelty stuff outside.
Rebby.
But you can see, I go there now, there's no footprints in the snow. There are no kids playing
Rebby, Alabama's not that
And
far.
The other thing that happens is when they do bother to inspect these places and they write a violation, this is right here. Correction documentation
Good,
submitted
Polly.
and approved.
Good,
They never
good.
went back to the
I need to be
facility.
gotten a little
So if the
bit.
violation was unsanitary conditions, broken furniture, inoperable bathrooms, they never go back and double check that the violation was corrected. All the child care facility does is send
Rumble,
them documentation.
rumble,
Say, yeah,
rumble.
we fixed
No
it.
link.
And that's it. They go, okay, it's approved. And the payments keep rolling. Payments keep rolling.
Clyde like
And
strippers. Maybe.
Who approves these buildings?
Maybe a little bit. I used to.
Well,
Not anymore.
Because, for instance, where I'm from, we don't have daycare centers every block. Here in Minnesota, you do.
Almost literally every block you have a daycare, a child care center.
Guys, if you don't know and you're brand new to Rumble, let me just make it clear. Not only is the video better, the audio is better. It's free, it's no problem. But the best part of Rumble, why we go, is that YouTube continuously copyright strikes all of us. But Rumble has never copyright striked me for anything I've ever posted. It's a freedom of speech, First Amendment platform. We are free and clear to say and do pretty much whatever we want, well within the law, of course, but that's why we do that. If I let Tommy talk, on YouTube, I can lose my entire channel. I've worked way too hard to let that happen.
And in a lot of them, you'll have a child.
Let me be clear. I'm not a re-streamer. I'm a content creator. That's not the same thing. Not to insult anybody. Don't get upset if that's you. But that's not the same thing, okay? It's not.
Care center listed at that address, and a healthcare center. And
It
an
is,
autism
Kathleen.
center,
You're
all
right.
the
I
same
like
address.
this interview.
And
This
you go,
guy's
well,
based as fuck. I like him a lot.
It's like a 12 by 12 building. How do you've got? What do you got? Like 300 people? I mean, how is it possible? It's not. It's all fraud. It's total fraud. What I'm telling you is that Somalis do not send their children to child care ever, not once. It violates their faith.
Because would they trust another woman or another man with their children?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Let's keep going. Let's find some more fraud, because the fraud here is insane. I'm not joking when we say this is the fraud capital, and this will be one of the largest fraud scams ever to happen in America.
In the world. In the world. It's that bad.
So people literally in Somalia right now are probably getting on their phone right now messages saying, "Come to Minnesota, you can get millions of dollars."
So there's another agency at play here that is helping this fraud stay on steroids, and it's the Minnesota Department of Children, Youth, and Families. And this fine woman is the leader, Tiki Brown.
Well, so I asked permission. I asked permission to stream the space. Nobody answered me, but it's Tommy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like command decision that shit and just go ahead and just do it. Anybody got a problem with that? Oh, some people want to stay here. That's fine. We're gonna do the space. I think that's appropriate. Can't please everybody every time. That's why I do the poll. All right.
So this is a source of more money. It's also this nonsense award that they give these child care called Parent Aware. It's a banner with a star on it. Oh, it's a Parent Aware award. And I said, I've never heard of that before. So I started to look it up. Yeah, it's a program she put together, and it's only given to Somali child care facilities. It doesn't mean a thing. There's no reason for it to be there. It's more nonsense from the state of Minnesota.
And do you have any more numbers right here? It's kind of fun to see how much fraud's actually happening, because it's actually unbelievable.
I've got numbers for probably, I don't know if it's 50 of the child care. There's so many of them that I can't even get all the data. So what I did, if I can deflect over to the transportation, because I go back to this transportation being the hub of all this fraud because it's all connected through the transportation. So I'm trying to collect the data on over 900 of these non-emergency medical transportation
What's up, Rumble?
companies,
We'll be there in a minute.
And the data is so overwhelming and so hard to get. I had to hire a computer specialist to write a program to extract the data, and he's up to 298 companies right now. He said it's so convoluted the way this is put together. When this dust settles on this transportation, this is going to be in the billions of dollars, billions, and nobody verifies any of these trips were ever made.
Because if you're driving around Minnesota, we drove around the highways. We spotted about 4 of the transportation vehicles going, because they have a number on the back of all their cars. That's not the license plate number. There is not a single person transporting anybody.
Can you scan it?
I've seen thousands of these vans ride around the Twin Cities because there are hundreds and hundreds of these companies. I've never, ever seen a single passenger in any of these vehicles, and they're all minivans, or the majority of them are minivans.
And when we're talking about fraud, fraud is fraud. A crime is a crime. It doesn't have to do with the race. It doesn't have to do with the religion. It's just the fact that fraud is fraud, and a crime is a crime. And it just so happens to be that the Somalians are working hand in hand with the government here, committing the fraud and allowing this crime to happen on the taxpayer citizen here who's paying a fistload of money to the government.
Exactly. So not only are Somalians guilty of fraud, but the people who are writing the checks are just as guilty. In fact, they're more guilty because they wrote the checks.
Exactly. And so this doesn't have to do anything with someone being a racist or Islamophobe.
My titty? No. No, I was showing you my. No. I was showing you my QR code shirt. No, Rebby, when I flex my guns, I do it like
Well,
this.
it's just the fact that fraud's fraud.
So you don't even notice.
Like
This is what I do.
taxes here, knowing that it's just going potentially back into the hands of a terrorist organization like Al-Shabaab in Somalia.
Well, if this continues, the Somalis are going to own every single building in Minneapolis. And there will be literally 500 mosques here.
And now let's talk about Tim Walz. Do you think Tim Walz will be going to prison for this? And he's running for a third term right now.
So my personal belief is that Tim Walz violated Minnesota Statute 3.971 because he did not, to this day, he has not reported the fraud to the Office of the Legislative Auditor, and that law says you have to report it. So even if it was in the news for months and months, he still had to personally report it to the OLA, and he's never done it.
And why would Tim Walz know about the fraud but not report it?
So, because again, the Somali community all votes in a block, and he needs their votes because if you got they don't know how many Somalis are here. They say 80,000. I said it's way over 100,000. So they're all voting together, and that's a big number. And he's terrified of this racist Islamophobe label, and I don't understand it.
So do you think it's all due to political correctness that this has happened?
Yes.
And we've seen what's happened in Europe as they've let in a lot of the countries from Northern Africa, the Middle East. Numbers of rape have gone up exponentially. The safety of their towns have gone up. The Christmas villages are gone down. New Year's celebrations have gone down in places like Paris. And I've been to some of these rallies myself in the United Kingdom, for instance, and I asked Tommy Robinson, the man leading this, in a separate occasion, how come this was able to happen? He said, well, because of political correctness and the fear of being called racist, it's so bad that we allowed our daughters to get.
All right, I've been given direct permission to restream the space. So Tommy's so cool, man. I got to go there. Like I literally cannot believe I'm about to say this, but I think I need that. Like I can't go during December or January or any of the winter months. Guys, I'm from Miami and I live in Texas. I'll die in that kind of weather. I'm such a vagina. I will die in that weather. I just will. And yeah, I said vagina. I cannot do it. So I have to wait until at least like springtime, maybe even summer to go. But I'll go. I'll go.
Right. And here, maybe people aren't going to.
I'll go, but they have got to. Absolutely got to take me to the spaghetti factory. I know it's not super special food and it's okay. It's just more of a nostalgic thing for that, right? So this is what we're going to do right now. I'm getting the space together. Let them get their stuff together. How about we do this, guys? How about this? We're going to take like a 3-minute break, okay? I'm going to throw something up here for you to watch, right? I'm going to throw maybe a wrestling match or we could probably finish this while I switch over because this is fine. So instead of doing the wrestling match, so we'll do this. We'll take this and we'll push this down here. We're going to get all set up first. Let's get all set up first. So we'll take this and we'll put it right here. And then we'll take, how about we'll do this? We'll put this little thing here. We'll move this over here. We'll put this up here. We'll make this big, right? And then we'll come down here to this one. And then we're going to put the space over here. And then we're going to put this right here. Okay? And then so the space, listen. Okay, don't jump on me as soon as I enter it because I'm just setting things up, okay? Well, hold on. I'm not going to do that yet. Wait. Give me a second, okay, guys? Perfection takes time, and I got to make sure that I join as a speaker so I don't... Well, they'll probably add me as a speaker, but that way, if you don't join as a speaker, you have to keep refreshing the damn thing 1,000 fucking times. That's what happens to MDG Gaming. Okay, let's make this really good. Hold on. I want to keep watching this while we're waiting. We're just going to take a quick little break. I'm going to go around the corner and, you know, the drill. And then don't worry, I will wash my hands. I am not Asmongold. And I will return. But for now, hey, YouTube, thanks for joining me over on YouTube. It's time for Rumble. You got to go to Rumble because it's time for the after hours portion of my show. Thank you so much for watching my show for 4 hours. What fucking show do you watch that's on for 4 hours and then after 4 hours gives you more? That's what I do, ladies. Rebby, Polly, fuck around and find out. That's what I do. I give you more. When you think of climatics, Rebby, I want you to think more. See you on Rumble. The link is pinned. It's just climatics without the TV at the end. Go to Rumble. Climatics on Rumble. It's pinned. Go there now. Bye-bye. YouTube. 5, 4, 3. Men do threes like this. 2, 1. Bye-bye, YouTube.